Hey everyone, it is Meta Monday. Welcome to Masters of the Metaverse on the Zombie Orpheus Entertainment Channel. I'm your host and GM, James Durham. Joining me at the virtual table, I have Chris Odie.
Yeah.
I have Sean Franklin. I've got Helen Roundhill. And I've got Christian Doyle. We've got Leo making sure that the real studio is still intact back in the real world. And making sure that, we still have a job to go back to there one day when this is all over or safe or something. But, I don't really want to talk about it. I'm traumatized. So, what exactly is Masters of the Metaverse? It is the premier, #1 most interactive live stream RPG on the planet. On this show, you, the audience, get to influence the show. You get to add to the show. You control our cast members. You can do it all live from the comfort of your own chair. You can do things from the simple yet highly useful meta point all the way up to the nearly all-powerful hack attack. So check out that store and see how you can cause your own mayhem, fun, or help while you're watching live with us today. And in addition to that, we usually have supporter polls, but I haven't gotten those poll results from anyone yet, so we'll have to see what happens with that.
Maybe we can have them at the break.
Yeah, maybe we get them at the break. Who knows? I'll see what happens with that.
Maybe they were mail-in ballots. Who knows? I don't know.
Oh, ouch.
Oh, I hear that those are very unreliable.
That hurts. That hurts. But hey, speaking of supporters, there are some special ones I would like to thank. Abigail Roberts, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
A. Edmonds, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And Sarah Frisk, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
If you guys aren't supporters, you should check out how you can become a supporter. Not only you get to vote in our polls, but you get all kinds of other really cool, fun Zoe perks too. So check that out, and maybe check out the Fantasy Network while you're at it, because if you haven't checked out the Fantasy Network, you're missing out. There are hundreds of thousands of hours of programming available to watch on the Fantasy Network.
Hundreds of thousands? Really? It's a lot of hours.
Yes, I am not exaggerating. I'm really not.
And each and every one of them is a treat. If you do
Right.
know hundreds of thousands are. All right.
You're the best, Helen. So far, our Masters of the Metaverse Revelation season has focused on our heroes returning to metaverses they previously visited and attempting to repair altered history there, caused by their antagonist, the villain, whatever name you want to give him at the moment. No one really
The bad
knows.
guy we haven't gotten even close to figuring out yet.
Oh, no. In this last episode, we got to say goodbye to Nick Krieger, who's returned to the Weird West to see his old friend King Teddy and hopefully maybe get some peace and quiet for himself. Oh, hang on. Somebody sent me a message about those polls. I might be able to get them right now if I can do math really fast in my head, which I can almost do sometimes.
We believe in you.
Yeah, I don't believe in myself, though. But that's,
GM powers activate.
So what we're going to do here, oh, wow, this is an easy one. Christian, you're going to get plus 20 health on this one, and you're going to get plus 2 to a roll.
Wow.
Helen, you're going to get plus 10 health, and you're going to get plus 6 to a roll.
What?
Thank you. It's a great welcome back.
Yeah, I know. Sean, not so great news. You get plus 2 health or plus 10 health and plus 2 to a roll.
I'll take it. I'll take it.
And of course, I get the same as you. Now, Chris, they clearly must have missed you, Chris, because you're going to get plus 50 health and plus 4 to a roll.
Sweet.
That's
Thank you very
nuts.
much.
Yeah, vote like 5 times.
Yeah, he was clearly the fan favorite on that one.
Woo! They knew I was going to rock some guy liner. That's what it was.
Yeah.
It's the kind of love I got for you, chat.
Something else that happened in our last couple of episodes is our heroes now have a slight edge. As a result of their most recent travel, they believe that they can now track their enemy's movement within the metaverse and perhaps this time prevent him from altering anything, or better yet, catch him and stop him for good. John Stone, Thomas Wells, Andy James, and Crash Jackson have been on duty in the Ready Room, waiting for an opportunity to confront and stop their time-jumping opponent. Nearly a week has passed since Crash got to say his goodbyes to Nick, watching him walk away into the West. For the past 7 days, all of the heroes have taken turns waiting in the Ready Room, monitoring the metaverse, and anticipating their antagonist's next move. Where will he attempt to strike next? And how exactly are they going to stop him? For some of them, waiting has never really been a strong suit. Patrick enters the Ready Room. Here's your pizza, boss. You need anything else?
No, just the pizza. Napkins? Is there napkins?
Oh, yeah. Got napkins, plenty for you. And there's them sodas, too.
Cool. Bye.
All right. These Ready Room shifts are long and uncomfortable.
Remember when that guy just used to blow stuff up? Just saying.
Is that
Okay,
more of
what
a
the
hobby
hell?
for him
What?
now these days?
Guys, what the hell? What? We've talked about why are there anchovies in this pizza? Why are there anchovies? All right, that's offensive. Okay, these were probably friends of mine. Could you
Did you-
not?
Did you specifically tell Patrick no anchovies? Because if you did, that's why they're there.
Sometimes I hate you guys. I get no. You know what? Eat it. I'm not eating that. I'm not eating that.
John, this is Patrick trolling us again. You think I like anchovies? I don't even eat meat, my dude.
I mean, do anchovies really even count as meat?
I don't think so.
Just to make sure I'm fully up to speed, we're currently in the Ready Room, the ship, and in game parlance, full pilot, correct? Because
That
we
is
have
correct.
no
You'll be
avatar.
have not yet entered the metaverse just yet.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure that I was
Yes,
on the right page.
you are
No,
correct
indeed.
on the right page.
And right before you said that, I realized the same thing. So yeah. I was like,
No,
"Slop,
it's perfectly
we-
acceptable, John. I mean,
Foreshadowing.
realistically, if we do accept some sort of basic tenet and understanding of evolution, then technically, yes, actually, on some far distant way, we are all connected to one another, and as a result, you could argue that these fish are in fact still related to you.
It's foreshadowing, or in time traveling parlance, it could be aft shadowing. Either way, I don't know at this point.
I'm still going back to anchovies not really being animals, and therefore
They
probably
used to
not
be
related.
living. I'm probably not gonna eat it. I think I am about a year away from just not killing anyone before I'm allowed to have a cheeseburger again.
So
But
you're
I have had to kill so many people this year. It just doesn't seem right to be eating living things.
so you're doing an extreme form of karma.
Yeah, I don't think so. It just doesn't seem. Like, if I kill a guy, I'm not gonna eat him, right?
No.
I'm glad to know that's the case.
But the further this goes on, the path that we are on currently, the more we're going to be looked upon as more of an apex predator. So it's best to at least, I don't know, it's for my conscience.
I'm going to take a piece of pizza and say, well, fantastic. I'm going to start acting like an apex predator. And I take a bite.
There were multiple pizzas in the stack, and that first one was definitely Patrick trolling. It has anchovies. It's not the best looking of pizzas, but there is a cheese pizza underneath.
It's just like anchovies, black olives, and pineapple.
Yeah, but the cheese pizza underneath is specifically what Crash asked for, and that is, of course, there.
And a can of bread just for old time's sake.
Thankfully, he doesn't know
You know,
about
there's a
that.
part of me that misses canned bread if I really stop and think about it.
Well, we were in that spot for a while, man. I can understand why.
I'm not used to Crash being so forlorn.
Oh, hey, I've grown a little bit of sentimentality in the last little bit. I'm not going to lie. I'm going to miss the way things were. I realize that now.
Have been through a lot over the years.
But that doesn't mean that things don't have to be the way they're going to be either.
Hmm.
It's easier to be nostalgic when you know everything is about to change.
Like they say, change is the only constant.
It's a good attitude to have, John.
And in the midst of that heavy dinner conversation, the monitoring equipment on the wall chirps. Metaversal travel detected.
Oh, shoot.
Subject has entered Metaverse 668.
How come we can...
Six,
I'm
six,
going to go
eight.
take a look at the equipment.
Yeah, you've got a monitor active ping from somewhere here on Metaverse Prime. Your target you have been tracking has entered Metaverse 668 just now.
Sentinel City, it's been a while.
Yeah, funny story. This might be a little different than we're thinking. This doesn't... In the past, we've had a lot of trouble tracking this guy down because he always goes to, like, before we were. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Like when he went to the Weird West, he actually went back to Europe in the 1500s.
Yes.
This shouldn't have popped up for probably a couple of days, except he's not in the past.
Where is he then?
I guess the opposite of that.
In the future? So what? Butch and Abby have 100 more kids?
Oh, God, let's hope not. I don't remember that part of it. Who's up for a little trip?
Oh, I could be coerced.
I'm game, but you guys have to fill me in. I don't think I've been to this one yet.
Oh, this one, at least all the times we've been there, is it's superheroes. Most of our best avatars come from this spot. I love this place.
Definite favorites.
Superpowers. What's not to like? It's just like everybody's a little bit more like John Stone there.
That's an excellent an excellent observation.
That's a nice way to sell it, actually.
Right?
Well,
Oh.
I mean, he
A whole
always
metaverse
since
full of
he
dumb
got all
stuff.
cyborged up, he's always reminded me of one of the avatars from there. He'd fit right in. He's all heroic and has big metal arm. I mean, that's pretty cool. Useful superpower. All right, I'm getting naked. See you guys in the pods.
Different pods though, right? Just
Yeah,
Yes.
Crash
Yeah.
just has this habit of stripping off his clothes before he
Yeah,
gets in. It's never been required.
It's never actually been required to be in a pod, except for Crash.
It's something he does.
Just saying, who's got the most superpowers? The naked guy. That's who.
I
Maybe
mean,
that has something to do with it. You don't know. You're not a scientician.
Yes. Yes, this is true.
We're thinking about, or at least stripping down for once.
I will also enter into a pod.
All right. John Stone, Andy James.
I'll just
I'm gonna enter into a pod. But like,
Well,
I'm gonna wait till everybody else is gone, and I'm gonna try this theory of crashes. But I'm only gonna take my pants off for old time's sake. Donald ducking it in the pod.
Donald ducking it.
Excellent.
The Porky Pig pajamas.
668, Sentinel City.
Neighbor of the beast.
Once a place of many adventures and tragedies, a place of fond memories and great friendships. Or at least it was. It seems that was long ago. Centuries have passed since your last visit here, and it is a new world. The once prevalent superpowered beings are all but gone now. Only run-of-the-mill regular people left in their wake. For the most part, it is a rather pleasant place. Sure, there are and always will be the criminal element, madmen, the greedy, and the dangerous. But many things are a great deal better. The world is, for the most part, united. Technology has taken leaps and bounds forward, and humanity has even begun to travel among the stars. But of course, everything is not perfect. One group, the Legionnaires, have always stood by humanity, protectors, guardians, heroes. Founded by Butch and Abigail Baker, along with Hex Destiny and Johnny Destiny, the once great and expansive group has dwindled to but 4 members. Once there were hundreds between the adopted Baker children and the 100 sons and daughters of Destiny, but now they are a shadow of that greatness. A shadow with its own tragic history. Over the last several decades, more and more of the membership has defected and joined the coalition of powers. The cops, a malignant force convinced at their superiority, superpowered beings obsessed with finding a way to return them to their place of glory of dominance of mankind. Nearly every member was in fact once a Legionnaire. In this tragic time, brother fights brother, and the fate of humanity rests on a precipice. The remaining Legionnaires residing in the Fortress Destiny are constantly on watch for the villainous plots of their former comrades. First among them is Beacon, the leader of the remaining Legionnaires, carrying the heavy burden of responsibility and struggling with her own self-worth. Then there is Copperfield, the man that can make things disappear. Well, everything except for his own past. And of course, the edgiest Legionnaire, according to, well, himself, is Revelation Lionstorm, a rather self-absorbed hero with a crippling insecurity masked by bravado. Yes. And of course, let's not forget Mike, aka Gil, aka the fish guy, constantly derided, pushed aside, and made fun of by his fellow Legionnaires, the public media, and even their enemies. Poor Mike simply does not get the respect he deserves for being quite possibly the most devoted to the hero profession of all of them.
Right?
Let's do a system shock before we get started, guys.
That sounds about right.
Shocking.
I'm going to start up there with Crash and Revelation and see where we end up. And we are going to 1 away from Avatar for Revelation. 1 away from Avatar for Crash and Revelation. For Andy James and Beacon, we're going to just pop all the way into full Avatar right off the bat. That seems to be a good spot. For John Stone and Mike, we're going to be exactly in the middle, so we get some balance there. Some of Mike and some of John Stone. And for Thomas and Copperfield, we are going to go full Avatar as well. All of Copperfield coming to the front. The Fortress Destiny is the redoubt of the Legionnaires. It is massive and expansive. It once held more than 200 Legionnaires, but now you are the only 4 left that stand watch.
The 4 best.
Who is full Avatar right now?
You can get Copperfield is full Avatar, and Beacon is full Avatar.
Okay.
Yes. Nearby, one of the computer monitors begins blaring an alarm as the voice comes over. Legionnaire alert. The bombshell, the AI of Fortress Destiny, has called out to you. There has been a break-in and theft at AG Sapphire Labs. Suspected power use involved.
All right, everybody, let's go! And I run out of the room.
This promises to be an actual threat this time. I suppose we could investigate. Also, it would do us some good to keep eyes on Revelation, I'm sure.
Yeah, and there might be like a tsunami or something, so I should be there in case there's water.
Yeah. In case there's
Right.
water. It
Right.
would be great if you came along.
Yeah.
Guys, are you coming? God.
Copperfield, I don't suppose you could make him disappear, could you?
No, I've been trying on it for years, and so far, no luck.
Because my power is too great, Copperfield. Far too great. Feel the revelation.
I'd like to make his mask invisible.
All too easy for you, Copperfield. All too easy.
All right, look, dude. I know you're raring to go, and that's cool and all, but Beacon's in charge, right? There's a structure here, okay? We're a team.
Sorry, I got a little excited. I will follow the chain of command. All right, Beacon.
Leader,
Are we
and
going?
I say that away. All right.
I forget, do we have a Legionnaire vehicle?
You've got the Legion jet.
Ah, yes, the invisible jet. To it!
You've only made that mistake once.
But it
Unfortunately,
looks
you made
cool.
that mistake while Revelation was in the bathroom.
That's right, I was dropping a dark deuce, and everybody saw.
Yeah, it was
My
quite a
apologies, a friend of mine.
little bit too much revelation there.
Oh, yes. Traveling in the Legion jet, you quickly reach AG Sapphire Labs. You can see that there's police vehicles around the building, and a fire has recently been put out. There's several security staff that are being treated for minor injuries by EMTs.
All right. Do we know the staff?
Not personally, but everyone knows who the Legionnaires are.
Okay.
Your celebrity isn't a problem.
All right.
Oh, it's good.
First
thing.
responders, the fire. Is there any more fire? Because I can get some water here, like real fast. Anybody?
Thanks, fish guy, but the fire's out.
Hey. Easy there, civilian. His name is Gil, I think. It is not. It is Michael. Mike, I'm sorry, Mike.
Gil is fine, just not the fish guy. Okay.
Yeah, well, I mean, clearly you're an aquatic mammal and not a fish.
Clearly, thank you.
Anybody with eyes can see that, Gil.
Yeah.
Come to think of it, Gil isn't a very apt name either.
No, not if he's mammal. That's actually quite true. I wish we'd
Maybe-
thought about that before we had the business cards ordered. That's
Hmm.
I think I'm getting a little high centered on me. I just want to make sure people are safe.
Yeah, absolutely. I'll check the perimeter. Then I go over to the fence and I go, "Hey, what's been going on?"
Somebody burned a hole right through me. It hurt. Can you believe that? Somebody burned a hole in me. I mean, I'm a fence.
Bro,
People burn holes in fences.
that is awful. Hey, it looks like there's been a hole burned in the fence some ways down. We should check that out.
Before we go check it out, I'm going to go to the lead scientist who is being, I assume, treated for burns, and I'm going to say, would you
only
like to
security
shed
staff.
some light on the situation?
Oh, that is beautiful. But it's only security staff out front, but that is perfect. The chief of security is out front being treated. The alarms were triggered at 4:30 a.m. Both the intruder and fire systems. We responded, but nobody got a good look at anyone before they got knocked unconscious. I tried to look at the security footage, but I got nothing. You can go look for yourself. Here's my key card. It'll get you into the office.
That sounds very secure. Thank you. Do you happen to know what knocked you unconscious? Was it a chemical agent? Was it...
The last thing I remember is running through the hallway to respond to the alarm, and then I was waking up, and there was a fire.
what company owns this building?
AG Sapphire Industries.
And AG Sapphire makes what?
All kinds of things. They're a defense contractor. They also make household products, chemicals. AG Sapphire is probably the biggest business in the world.
That's Sapphire Industries, I understand completely. Is this their headquarters?
No, this is AG Sapphire Labs. It's a research and development facility.
I'm sure it's nothing.
R&D.
Yeah,
Wow.
AG Sapphire was the joint conglomeration of Sapphire Industries and AG Industries, which happened several centuries back.
This is
Interesting.
their R&D spot. They probably have a lot of experimental things in there.
Yeah,
So people steal.
yeah, or like a screenless. Not really an invention.
Are any of the security guards available to speak to for a moment?
She was speaking to the chief of security, who's up and on his feet. He's just got some minor injuries and burns.
Would also be curious to know then, is there any, so do I understand correctly, there's signs of breaking in entering into this place?
Yeah, they got into one of the restricted labs. I don't know what they were working on in there. That's above my pay grade. We just keep the building secure. We already tried to ask the boss about it, but he shut me down. He says it's need to know and I don't need to know.
But
Metapoint Sapphire. More like a company that makes everything a mirror. Also, I am absolutely living for the costumes today, guys. 10 excellent job.
Wow.
Thanks, Merc.
Tens across the board.
Thank you. Thank you very much, chat. Thank you, Mark. He said it's above my pay grade and it's need to know. I don't need to know. But whatever it was, he wasn't happy about me interrupting his golf game for it.
All right. I propose we follow the path of destruction and see what we can find.
It is a rather laid out path of put out fire.
I can interrogate the sidewalk on the way.
It would be nice to shed a little illumination.
Okay. Yeah, we're gonna do light punch today. That's fine.
Are you all, you're all staying outside then, is that correct?
No,
no,
I think,
I'm gonna literally follow the path of destruction and ask it what happened.
mm-hmm.
Excellent work, friend of friend. I don't know what the hell that
I
meant.
got burned. That's what happened. You see this? I'm burned. Somebody burned me. I'm asphalt and I got burned.
I'm really sorry, bro. You know,
Burned.
is it better or worse than getting walked on all the time?
You know, you get used to everyone just stepping on you all the time and ignoring you. What I can't stand are the spitters. The spitters are who get me. Always spitting on me. I hate it.
Yeah. Okay. I look back up at the group. Well, the floor is useless.
Perhaps we shall progress then to the walls.
Now you enter the facility following the trail of burn along the ground. And eventually you reach where the lab area is. The door is blown through as though something hit them with very substantial force and the fire going in there.
As we walk down the wall, I'd like to make the wall invisible to see what's on the other side, which I believe means that now my friend's facial covering it works again.
Yes, that is correct. Only a single object at a time, but in this case, you make the entire wall invisible. So you're all able to see into this lab well before you get to the door section
Except
of it.
for me, because I can't see that it is invisible.
That is everything looks normal to you that is invisible, including things that you didn't make invisible.
So what do you see? What do you see on the other side? I'm always so curious.
So lab.
Oh,
Chemicals.
okay. That makes sense.
I mean,
Machine.
like it says on the sign.
Along the way to the lab, you do pass the security office that that key card you were handed goes to as well, Beacon.
Okay, we're going to duck, or at least I am going to duck very quickly into the security office.
Lots of chairs. There's a locker room, a break room, and then a chair set up with a bunch of monitoring stations where someone could watch all the surveillance footage.
The security guard already told us that the surveillance footage was useless, yes?
He said it was useless, but, you know, he's a human. You are a superpowered being and a superhero.
Fair enough. All right. In that case, I'm going to attempt to review the footage.
Can you make me a notice check, please?
Sure. Ooh, I'm on 8. All right. And somehow, magically, I'm going to miss that.
Yeah, you start reviewing different screens of footage, and you don't see anything. Is anyone else in the security office with Beacon?
Yes.
Oh, yeah, I
I'll
think
make
we go
the
in
check
there
by
and-
one.
You what was that?
I'll make the check by one.
Baker? Copperfield, you see like a faint, hazy blur while the fire is spreading during part of it, like it's moving through the fire, whatever something is, but moving so fast it's just not being picked up that well by the cameras. Your keen eye says you swear there's something there that moved through the fire and perhaps maybe even created the fire by moving.
Some sort of being moving so fast that they're igniting the air with the friction. Wow. All right.
We've got at least one cousin that does that, right?
Somebody knows about powers on their sheet. I'm sure they have that listed somewhere.
Oh, I think knowledge power use. That's me.
Why don't you go ahead and give me a check there, see if you can narrow that down to any former Legionnaire.
Yeah, I'm gonna beat that by 7.
Yeah, in fact, one of your distant cousins, Amber Streak, creates fire when she runs very fast, which is kind of her power thing. She runs really fast. And she is someone that defected to the cops.
Interesting.
Hold on.
Namesake of Blue Streak. Did they go through the whole Roy G. Biv on that one?
I mean, it's been that many hundreds of years at this point.
It's at least a few generations.
We can narrow this down and get a positive idea out of this.
I have an
Well,
idea.
I'm gonna, yeah.
What if we
okay.
slow down the footage and enhance?
Okay.
Do it.
Okay.
It seemed like something that Beacon might be capable of doing.
Hey, hey, computer, play back that same footage, but slow it down and enhance. Please.
That's a useful skill.
Yeah.
Please.
All right.
Please.
I'll slow it down for you, stupid humans and dumb eyes.
You don't even
And
want to know
footage
what he's
begins
saying. It's,
playing and slows down, and in it, going frame by frame, still somewhat blurry, but you can clearly make out Ember Streak moving very rapidly into the lab and then carrying something out. The blurs hide what it is, but whatever it is small enough that she's carrying it in her hands. And it's not on fire.
We should investigate that lab.
all right.
Well, I suppose as mine is the deciding vote, yes, we'll investigate the lab.
I would have been really disappointed had you chosen not to investigate the lab.
And I live to stay on this side of your ire.
Which side is that?
The good side.
Ah, that's going to be difficult since I am vengeance.
There's a variety of machine components and the like in the lab. You're not exactly sure what most of these projects are that they're working on or were working on. But one of the tables where the fiery path that's been put out leads right up to has no such machine on it. Lots of tools and some computers, but not a single machine.
What kind of lab is this?
Why don't you
Can you
ask
ask-
the table?
Yeah, ask the table what.
Have you ever tried to talk to a table? They are the most obtuse things ever.
I assume their tone is a little flat.
I see what you did.
That was a joke. That was a joke. Yeah.
Nice.
But you'd think they'd be supportive, so.
What about the fixtures, the light fixtures? That might,
I think that was a second joke.
That's good. Yeah. Hey, you're the fish guy, right? Good. All right. So, table. What's missing from you that was not there before the fire happened?
I don't think the boss would like if I talk about it.
Come on, table, help me out here.
I don't think I can tell you, man. This is a secret lab, and you're obviously not a scientist.
No. But I am a certified table refurbisher.
I don't think so, man. No, the boss would be very unhappy, and I like being here.
Hey, and I like you being here too, bro. But they're gonna close this lab down now because it got robbed. You see. And then what'll you be?
I don't know.
Maybe a chemistry counter at a junior high. 14-year-olds putting their hands all over you. You know where they put their hands, right?
And you know they never wash them.
Ever.
You give me a persuasion roll there, please, Revelation.
Yeah. I got a 12, so I just made it.
Okay. I admit I have no idea what they were working on. Some metal thingy that was a doohickey with thingamajigs and doodads. I mean, I'm not a scientist either.
No, clearly you're not. How big was it?
Like a coffee machine sized?
Like an espresso machine, situation like the Cadillac of espresso machines, or like a personal.
You know the table can't hear you, right?
Oh yeah, no, fair.
You're just talking to me. Do you need me to be the table interpreter for you?
I might need you to be the table interpreter.
My power is useful. Okay.
Now you know what I feel, right? No respect, huh?
You have super strength. You can survive massive pressures. You can hold your breath for literally hours. You are very impressive.
Yeah, but they call me Fish Guy.
Well, it's not very nice of them. But at least they're not calling me Fish Guy. So, suck it, Fish Guy.
No, they call you other things.
Hey, maritime specialist.
Maritime specialist. Just like I'm a light luminary.
Okay, the table is useless, as I suspected, because tables are, in fact, useless.
Well, maybe the lights had a better view.
The lights always have a better view, but oh, are they moody.
Well, if you didn't turn them off so much.
Hey, Lamp.
Oh.
I'm not talking to you.
Come on, Lamp.
No. I'm not talking to you.
All right, guys, I'm going to have to use the big guns to get this lamp to talk to me the way I need it to. Can I get everybody to step out of the room for just a moment?
You can get.
I mean, I can threaten the light with a burnout, but yeah, no, you do you.
Just trust me on this. I'm going to have to get rough with it. Out you go. Everybody leave. Okay.
Okay, so we're all gonna step out, but presumably the wall is still invisible.
That's correct.
Okay, cool.
I shut the door. Get up real close to the light. I get up on the table and get up next to that light bulb. I'm like, come on, baby. Won't you tell me what you saw? Tell me, baby.
Is he singing?
Tell me what you saw, 'cause you light up the room.
My hearing is pretty acute. And,
I think he's serenading the light switch. The light
He
bulb.
is, and he has an angelic, beautiful voice too. I mean, wow, can Revelation sing? Okay, fine. But, some flaming thing took the thing that was on the table.
Tell me what the thing looked like.
Ew,
What that thing look like?
Oh, you have such a nice voice. It was a cylinder and metal and I think it was radioactive.
Oh, hey.
Oh, good. Great.
Hey. Light bulb, never change.
It must have been really important because the boss has been here a lot to check on it.
And can you give me the rough dimensions in metric?
Yeah, about a meter tall
Okay.
and about 60 centimeters in diameter.
Thank you. Pen, would you mind writing that down for me? Thank you, baby.
The pen writes it down for you. Pens are very cooperative. I mean, they get handled all the time. They have a rather nice life.
And I just want everyone in this lab to know, everybody from the beakers to the shelves, to the napkins, to the towel dispenser in the corner next to the hand sanitizer, you guys, you're great guys. Okay? Peace out.
He's in there talking to all the objects. I get crapped on for talking to fish. Okay, at least I talk to living things. He's talking to stuff, guys. Stuff.
Okay, I got all the dimensions after some very intimidating talk.
You sang. We saw you. The wall. We saw you. You sang.
No, I was just speaking very rhythmically and low. And
So
yeah, I think I got the dimensions of what we're looking for. It's radioactive.
Radioactive.
Radioactive. Radioactive.
Welcome to the new age.
to a new age. All right.
It was radio. Good.
Well,
Yeah,
then, I
so that's
suppose
when
we
you're
should
upstanding
find
it.
Ember's streak.
If only it was that easy.
I mean, can we follow the trail of fire? I'm sure she leaves a little shingy snail trail.
Yeah, you can follow it back out. It looks like she exited the same way she came in, through a
Which
hole
is
in
a
the
hole in a
fence.
fence. I know because I talked to the fence.
And
It's
then
a good day for revelation.
about 400 meters past that, on the far side of the parking lot, it simply ends.
Looks like this is where she got picked up.
Did you get beamed up or something?
I don't know.
The trail just stops.
Hey, Acorn.
Oh. Who do we know that has flying vehicles at their disposal or powers of flight?
Lots of members of the
A lot
cops
of-
do.
Oh, hey, Rock. Can I talk to you? Bro,
Yeah.
there was a lady on fire out this way not too long ago. Did somebody pick her
Yeah.
up?
Well, she got into a van.
A van.
What
Yeah.
color was the van?
I don't know. Doesn't really matter.
No, it doesn't.
Nothing really does.
I hear you, man. Hey, have a good day.
Whatever.
Yep. Fucking hate
Is that rock helpful at all?
No, there's a van. I mean, we know it's a van. It can't really tell me what color it is because, it's a rock. And it's literally dumb as a rock. They have that saying for a reason. Rocks are fucking stupid.
Can Ember not be on fire, or is it?
Yeah, whenever she's not
needed to be
doing super,
fire?
whenever she does super speed, she's on fire. But the instant she stops doing super speed, the fire goes out.
She must have been an awful toddler.
Yes, she was horrifying. Same age as you. You spent a lot of time with her as a child.
Of my own volition, or was I siphoning power off of her?
Partially your own volition. I mean, most of the young legionnaires were raised together.
We were going to save the world.
We still are, bud. We still are.
Now there's only 4 of you left still true to the cause. The others have all joined the cops and become part of the enemy.
I mean, surely
Supremacists.
this has to be a plot by the cops to gain power, right? I mean,
They were here for something. It bothers me that it was radioactive.
Radioactive.
radioactive?
New age.
New age.
Welcome to it.
Wait a second. If it is, that means leave some kind of signature. We should be able to track it, right?
There's a lot of radioactive things in today's world.
All right. Well, when The Rock
Maybe
told
you
you
know more about it.
If I tried, I know this is a little bit outside of my description, but I have to ask, is there any possibility I might be able to take something that is invisible and render it visible?
You can see everything if it's invisible, right?
You can see
So,
any invisible thing. It's not
technically,
invisible.
anything invisible is something simply that is outside of our human eye's ability to see it on the electromagnetic spectrum, which means that this radiation is technically invisible, except I can see it because it's not invisible to me. Because I'm Copperfield.
Copperfield?
A bold statement and perhaps true, but as I found, there's a lot of radioactive things in today's world, and you simply don't know enough about this individual item to be able to narrow it down from among the millions of radioactive sources that are currently out in the world.
But
So-
surely one that's moving.
I mean,
did The Rock say
Fission and fusion energy is extremely popular in this day and age for a variety of uses, both public and private.
so?
So
Wait,
what do I see then? Like, what does it look like? Is it like vapor trails of all sorts of different things all over the place?
Everywhere you look, when you concentrate.
you can't
It's
see
gotta
anything
be
because,
so obnoxious.
because you see the air. So basically, it's like fog everywhere.
Hmm?
You can see all those things, but only when you concentrate. Typically, you see like a normal person. The only time it's really strange is when there's an actual invisible object through some kind of power or stealth capability. You tend to not notice that it's an invisible object because it looks the same to you as when it's not invisible.
It just looks like a naked guy trying to be nonchalant.
Like a naked guy, just looks like a naked guy walking through a room. You know, an invisible jet to you just looks like a jet.
Okay, The Rock said she got in a van. Yeah.
That part is true. Yes.
So the van
The Rock
left tracks.
says.
It left tracks somewhere. Well, we can track the treads of the van, right?
Straight to a major freeway with thousands upon thousands of vehicles traveling every hour.
Look, we know it was
Wait.
Edward.
Does the freeway go over water?
At some point, it will.
At some point.
Ask the fish.
Well, I would. We're not there yet. I can't just. I have to be near.
Well, you can't just
there are
Take it-
limitations. Okay, I don't have unlimited. It's not like satellite link. Okay, I have to be at least in proximity.
This is a great power, babe.
Ask a direct question. For direct look, I can summon very easily, but that's very general. If I'm gonna ask a question, I have to be somewhat closer for that direct. Nobody gets me. Nobody. Like I've been in this business for so long, and nobody gets me. Nobody understands. Nobody even tries.
Hey. You are a valuable member of this team.
That's
You-
what I keep
I
saying.
might even say you make up a whole quarter of it. A whole quarter
Yes.
of Legionnaires, that's enormous.
25%.
Yeah.
I maintain that you have the best powers of all of us.
When Copperfield's gone, I'm like 33%.
Hashtag Thomas Buff for the excellent attempt to track VFR a buff for you. Also,
Oh,
please
thank
put
you.
pics of your
Ah.
costume up in the Discord later. I'm also thinking that maybe, just maybe, you should learn more about the cylinder before tracking it.
That's logical. That makes sense. Let's do that.
Well, I thought Revelation got all the info about the thing.
I've got all the dimensions of the thing. I
That's
don't know
all you
what it
got?
is. I haven't drawn what the dimensions are. That's actually not a terrible idea.
Does the comm link in our suit only work to each other, or are we able to use it to communicate with anyone else?
You can also use it to communicate with Bombshell, the AI of Fortress Destiny.
So
Yep.
what if we
Yeah.
reach out to Bombshell with the information we have thus far, and also look about ways in which to communicate with the proprietors of this place?
A reasonable suggestion.
Does Bombshell have like a CAD system?
Very much so.
Oh, I'm just gonna feed it the dimensions I got, and then ask for a visual representation.
Processing. Visual projecting. And you can see a cylinder-like object, rather nondescript from the dimensions. It could be a lot of things. But you're fairly certain whatever's important about it is inside of it.
Right.
The more you look at it, the
Oh,
more you look at it, it looks like it's more of a containment unit than anything else.
Can Bombshell reach the head scientist of Sapphire Labs for me?
Maxwell Sapphire the 13th is currently off-grid. He is playing golf outside of Sentinel City. He's on the 4th hole.
What's his handicap?
No legs.
He has recorded it as a 5, but this is incorrect. He has falsified his records.
Some things never change, I guess.
Can you reach somebody near him?
Maxwell Sapphire the 13th keeps himself on a secure grid. I am unable to break the coding.
What about Maxwell Sapphire the 12th? Is he around?
Deceased.
Does his caddy have a phone?
Maxwell is only accompanied by robotic constructs of his own design.
Now,
What about
Bombshell.
Sapphire the 14th. Is he like available?
Maxwell Sapphire the 13th has neither married nor born children at this time.
We could fly over and speak to him in person.
Why are we bothering him?
Because we're going to ask him what exactly is missing from his lab.
But isn't he just going to do that thing where I have no idea what happens in my labs? They're, although owned by me, I can't tell you every experiment that possibly goes. He's literally pulled this dozens of times.
I thought this was the head scientist. Is that?
No, this is the owner of the company, is Maxwell Sapphire,
Oh, well, who's the
who has also
scientist?
who's also, according to the objects that Revelation interrogated, has made numerous visits to that very project that was stolen.
Hey, I've got an idea. So we had a key card let us go in, right? That's
Yeah,
going
you
to register
did.
into the security system, which is going to have a log of everybody who checked in and out at any particular time. We can find out who was there last with it before it was taken away, and they would have information about it.
That is an excellent suggestion, Mike.
Yeah, let's do that.
All right, you return to
Also-
the security office and access the logs and visitor logs and scientific logs, access logs, show that Maxwell Sapphire the 13th was the last person in the lab, and he left at 2:30 a.m. 2 hours
Nice.
before the robbery took place.
I'm going to ask the lab a couple more questions. Basically, what does he ask? What does Maxwell ask about when he's here? What does he talk about when he's here?
What are you asking in the lab specifically? Like which object? That's important.
Houseplant.
The microscope.
Well, Maxwell likes to ask about the progress.
All right, dude, that doesn't sound like a microscope at all. It
He's
just
always asking about the progress. He wants status reports. And he's personally overseen a lot of the experiments that happened here. They make sure the lab is cleared when they do it. There's no people inside. And the object is taken out of its containment unit then.
Oh, what kind of an object is it?
It looks like spinning wheels and these little round balls on the end of it. They keep calling it something, but I can't quite remember what it is. Something collider?
Oh, God.
That's plenty of help. Thank you, microscope. Very perceptive.
Yeah, you're welcome.
okay. You totally phoned in a microscope voice. All right, that's not how microscopes sound. But we'll just go and act like that's a real microscope.
You don't know what microscope is. They have different accents based on what region of the lab they're from.
You talk to fish. When you start speaking the same language as microscopes, you can go ahead and critique the
I'm
act.
talking about our GM here. That is not a microscope voice. Is what I'm saying. Just
Is that your microscopic accent, dude? Nice try.
I mean, I thought it would sound a little smaller too, but
Oh, I thought it was great.
I'm running out of them.
He's saving the good ones for when I start talking to tractor equipment.
Oh yeah, you were given a brief piece of information there by the microscope.
Some kind of collider.
Mm-hmm.
positron collider or a
Who hears more in a lab than anything else?
The phone.
well,
Yeah.
oftentimes in a lab they have a recording device where they record their notes. I mean, they say, "Hey, December 12th, we did another experiment and it was a failure." Blah blah blah.
Right.
Oh, the water cooler.
The water cooler! Oh my god! I don't know why I didn't think of that first! They are the gossipiest MFers in the entire office, no matter where you are.
Water
And
cooler.
they
Not
think I
talking
know
my
it.
language there.
Yes, maybe we can combine our powers and really get a good answer out of it.
Heck yeah.
Here we go.
We would tag team this some bitch.
Yo, water cooler, what's happening?
Hey man, how's it going?
Pretty good.
Hey,
I was just talking
water.
to the boss man about that something collider. What was that called? The one
Oh
the boss
man, yeah, the Hadron Collider. All right,
Hadron
Yeah.
Collider. Hadron Collider.
they've been working on that a lot. Yeah.
Yeah. Sounds like that's really gonna, do that thing it does.
Oh man, I got no idea. I don't study the science, but I'm sure it's important as the boss is always here checking on it, man.
Always.
Always. I mean, he was just here today. Like this morning, he was here all night, really working on it. He
You
was
left
really
about 2?
pleased with. He was really pleased when you left. Yeah, he was real happy. Oh, he never visits me, man. That guy does not drink water.
Some people are like that. They don't care about hydration, I got you.
And he
Hey.
doesn't even talk to people. He only talks to those robots he carries around with him all the place. All them stupid robots. They think they're better than us.
Hey, water. Hey, water.
He can't hear you.
Water. Hey.
How much of this do you reveal to us that he has said?
He talks and I basically try and talk back in the same voice that he uses. That's how you hear what they're saying. That's why you're convinced that I'm not lying about it. Because I might be making the whole talking to inanimate objects up for all you know.
It's a really valid point.
Oh no, I talked to the water, and the water corroborated the whole thing.
With that, your communications devices go off from Bombshell coming in line 2. Alert! Powered attack on a fusion reactor, Rushmore. Power attack on a fusion reactor, Rushmore.
I was going to say let's go and then run, but I want the leader to be on top of it.
I guess we're headed to Rushmore.
I assume our jet is faster than our suits.
Oh, much. Yeah.
Then to the jets! To the jets!
Your suits are just designed for localized short travel and in-combat travel. All right, you board the jet and race at Mach 5 to Rushmore. As you arrive on the scene, local law enforcement is outgunned badly. There are destroyed police vehicles and blazes surrounding the area of the reactor. Out front, there is a pitched fight going on between law enforcement and members of cops. Ember Streak is racing among the cop cars, setting the ground on fire in her wake and knocking aside officers. Hurling parked cars at the line of police vehicles is the monstrous Rage. And Snowflake is running interference, blasting away with gale force winds tinged with ice.
Is it called Rushmore? Or is it actually
It's on the ruins of what once was Mount Rushmore.
Don't know what happened to those.
Oh, okay. So not a whole lot of
Like
water.
a mile and a half from Mount Trumpmore.
Oh!
So you say there's not like a whole lot of water where we are right now?
There's pools that have been dug in physically as part of the reactor property.
But like
That's
not
true.
like
That makes sense.
life in it.
Yeah, not real. Not water that's full of life. You know, it is. It's toxic water.
Fine.
Cape knowledge. No, Cape lore check.
Yes.
I don't know what Copperfield's scoring it would be. But I rolled a 5.
Well, that's lower than your mind, so you should be good.
Oh, that's
What
true.
would you like
Right.
to know?
So, what do I know about the weaknesses of these villains? Are they? I mean, Ember in particular, Ember Streak, is she immune to damage as she's running around so quickly, or how does that work?
She is very difficult to hit when she's moving very swiftly like that. The trick with Ember has always been to get her to stop, at which point she's not on fire and she is much more vulnerable. But she's also very fast, very maneuverable, but easily distracted. Her attention span is not so good.
But she's not like immune to physical damage or something like that.
No, she's just
running so
difficult to hit down. Rage is he's very strong, very durable, and he continues to get bigger the angrier he gets, which also makes him stronger. But it also makes him slightly less aware and more and more of just an animal-like creature, including with plans and the like. He's been known when he gets too big to just become a rampaging monster.
When he gets really big, how big are we talking here?
Like building size, this is when he really loses his mind.
Oh.
Snowflake has an aversion to any form of heat or fire-based power, and Snowflake is kind of fragile. It's just the way it is. Snowflake's always been kind of fragile and very sensitive.
Great. Can I throw a solar flare at Snowflake and?
So first, let's land the jet and get into one of my favorite settings of any episode of Masters of the Metaverse. Let's roll some initiative first, shall we?
And when you say Snowflake is fragile sensitive, you mean physically or like emotionally, psychologically?
Yes.
Yeah, all of the above.
All right.
All of the above are true.
Oh, I rolled it into a drawer. Now I can't see them. No. Oh, okay.
Yeah, I got a 13.
All right. We have a 13 for Mike.
Plus 2, so that's 15. 15.
15 for Mike. Okay.
16.
19 for Copperfield.
And what about you, Revelation?
17.
All right. Well, it looks like that You're going to start us out, Copperfield.
Copperfield.
You disembark from the jet quickest, and you're on the battlefield as these things are happening. Cars being thrown through the air, blazes of fire on the ground, law enforcement firing their weapons ineffectually. Most of them are targeting Rage at the moment, as they can't see Snowflake through the haze of snow and wind that he keeps blowing in front of him, and Ember's just too fast for them to target with firearms.
With firearms, you said.
Yes.
I'd like to target Ember with something else.
Oh.
I'd like to gesture towards Ember. What was it? Ember Streak?
Yep, Ember Streak.
Ember Streak, and say to her, do you see what I see? I think not. And then I would like to make one of her retinas go invisible.
Oh!
Which will completely destroy her depth perception, which at the speed she runs has to be a hindrance.
That is a beautiful move.
Because if your retina was invisible, you could not see.
I'm going to need some kind of power usage roll on that.
Absolutely.
All right, something of the nature, because it's...
Well, I rolled double 3s, so I get a 6 on whatever it would be.
That's going to be more than good enough. You must make one of her retinas invisible. And being as she goes right after you in initiative, that's going to have some immediate catastrophic effects. In the midst of her run, she's attempting to bank around one of these cop cars and brush aside 2 of the law enforcement officers. Instead, she hits the edge of the police car and rolls 4 or 5 times through the air over it, and then underneath the jet, sliding to a stop about 50 meters past the jet in the parking lot. Flames going out as she hit the ground. So you can see that she is still moving and slowly getting to her feet at the end of that. And that's going to put Revelation next at a 17.
Revelation! I will eject from the jet.
All right.
Since I was in it, not really fighting anybody. And there's who is it? It's just Ember and Rage.
Ember, Rage, and Snowflake.
Snowflake. Right. What do they wear? Just like modified uniforms like we have?
Yeah, they're not the same color, but they're really similar to the uniforms that you guys wear. The cops do the same kind of a deal.
Unisex body armor, flexible bodysuits.
Yep.
Great. I'm gonna, run up to Snowflake and square off like ninja style, doing lots of posing. But mostly, I'm just trying to convince the suit that it is in fact quite allergic to Snowflake.
Can you give me a persuasion roll, please?
One and 9. Oh, I beat it by 1. 2. I beat it by 2.
You beat it
Sorry,
by 2.
I'm excited because all of my skills are shit.
That is true. All of his skills are shit. All right. The suit begins squirming around on his body. That's going to have some detrimental effects as we continue.
Your singing score is really good.
Yes. I mean,
Yes,
no,
he'll
it's
never
not.
I like that you have cosmetology.
Yeah, well, I dated a pair of scissors for a while.
What a
What,
real
man? No kink
Excellent
shaming.
conversation, cutting wit.
I would have thought she wasn't all that sharp, but
Oh no, quite the opposite.
She can get quite snippy.
Beacon, you're
True.
next.
It's true.
It sounds like rage is my biggest issue right now.
Oh,
Quite
that's
possibly.
funny on multiple levels.
So I'm going to use a moment of clarity.
All right. It's going to give you 8-sided dice to use on any skill from either sheet.
Yeah, I'm gonna hit rage with some empathy. And radiate a sense of overwhelming peace and calm.
Aren't you
Ooh,
full
good
avatar right
plan.
now?
She is, but she's going to use the clarity to access the pilot sheet.
Sweet.
That's when those moments of clarity come in handy. Thank you, Chef.
Thank you, Chad. All right. Yeah, cool. We are going to beat that by 5.
Beat that by 5. You can, and the empathy, so it's kind of two ways. So you start to feel some of the anger that rage has built up, and you try and temper that. And in doing so, you do manage to decrease him from the size of a tractor trailer to the size of a small car.
Oh, good. You know, because a speeding car is so much easier to take care of than a speeding tractor trailer.
And that's going to go to Mike next at a 15.
And really, all you need to stop a speeding car is some fish.
In the tailpipe? Maybe? I don't know. I don't have any fish on me. I'm going to use I have a passive, well, John Stone has a passive ability of judge opponent.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to judge, Mr. Temper Tantrum and see what it actually takes to down him. Does he
You give me a notice check for your judge opponent.
Fairly well.
Good use of both sheets.
Oh, easiest. Wait. Notice, okay. Wait, I'm sorry. Beat it by 6. Sorry.
Beat it by 6. That's good enough to learn a few things. Rage has, because he's been reduced to the size of a car, is not nearly as super strong or super invulnerable as he was just a moment ago. In fact, you think that with your powers that you have, you're on a similar playing field of strength and durability at the moment. The key is making sure that he doesn't get angry again. So hitting him hard and fast is a better opportunity than just trying to beat him up some. So the more you fight him, the bigger he gets.
Sure.
But he can't get any bigger if he's unconscious.
Sure. Cool. Well,
Yeah, car size, he's possible to handle for someone with your superpowered strength that you have yourself.
so here's my move. I'm going to. Oh wait, am I still up in the vehicle or am I on the ground?
I'm assuming everyone has disembarked the jet prior to this fight.
Very well, very well. Okay, so I jump at him and jump on him, and my static charge. I'm going to discharge my static charge from point blank. Like, I'm going to grab his head and static charge him in the head, specifically just to knock him out.
All right, give me an athletics roll for the first attack to attempt to grapple him.
Beat it by 8.
Beat it by 8. You grab hold of him, clinging on with one arm, and then give me a fighting test for attacking with that static charge, trying to knock him out.
Fighting or shooting?
Fighting, because you're doing it at hand-to-hand combat range.
Right. Beat that by 4.
Beat that by 4. You are able to grab hold of him, and you unleash the static charge into his body, and he convulses pretty hard in your hands for a moment. You can feel the energy flowing through him. A little bit of it travels from him and into you. And he turns his head and looks right at you after you do so. Smoke pouring off of his hair. And you think he's probably getting a little bit mad, as you seem to be getting higher and higher off the ground by the moment while holding on to him, until you're about 25 feet off the ground within moments. And being he is now next, he is going to attempt to grab you himself and hit a car with you.
Okay. Yeah, it's happened before.
So I'm going to beat the athletics by 6 to grapple with you. What is your dodge, sir?
Well, since I'm going to stay using John Stone, I don't have a dodge.
Okay.
Need a dodge, actually.
And now I'm going to hurl you as an object at a nearby parked police vehicle. Oh, and I'm going to beat that by 10.
What?
So that's going to be an 70 damage hit to yourself, Johnstone. Make sure to subtract any armor you might have, but use only one source. So only use the Johnstone or use the Mike's armor, your choice, either or.
Yeah. So it puts me down to wait. So 40. You said it was 70 damage.
70 damage. It would have only been 35, but beat it by 10, so it was doubled. It was a perfect throw right into the hood, bouncing over the top of it, and then landing behind it.
Wow. All right, I made a wrong move. Not a problem. You learn.
And he is substantially bigger at the end of that.
You lose, you learn.
And that is going to put us into the next round, which is going to start with Copperfield again.
What is Ember doing at the moment?
She has gotten back to her feet, and she's going to act right after you, and it looks like she's looking at you and getting ready to run full speed at you.
Ah, so apparently she's already seen me and what is around, correct?
Yes. Maybe. You think it could be, because one of her retinas is invisible, so her depth perception and her sight really sucks right now.
True.
So she could have missed a variety of things between her.
Are there any large objects nearby at all?
There's debris all over the place.
Anything especially heavy and pointy?
There's a couple of pieces of broken car that are pretty substantial and sharp.
I think I'd like to make one of those pieces invisible, give her sight back, wander over behind that piece so that it is between her and myself, and then gesture theatrically and say, "Oh, my stars, Ember, whatever you do, have mercy."
And with that, she runs full speed straight towards you and impacts with this piece of car, which shreds into her side, and you do see a little bit of blood from that impact. But more importantly, because of the angle it was at, as it tilts down while she is still running full speed, it changes her trajectory to be running at about a 45-degree angle through the air, over the top of the jet, which has landed, and then smashing through the windshield of one of the parked police cars.
Wow.
Toodles.
Toodles.
After she crashes through the windshield, she pulls herself up through the glass, rolls off of the hood, and lands face first on the concrete, unmoving.
Nice.
The flames around her go completely out. Revelation.
Is she unconscious now?
She seems to be unconscious. Snowflake is struggling with his uniform. He is now only wearing the lower half of it. But that has freed his arms, and he is looking rather malevolently at you.
Okay. And Rage is just gotten bigger and smashed.
Yeah, he's just thrown Mike into a car.
All right. I'm gonna, dodge up there, do a sweet ninja pose, and then whisper to Rage's suit that he's very ticklish.
Give me a persuasion roll, please. Revelation.
No. What I meant to say was, he's very ticklish.
Oh! Give me a singing roll, please.
Because no matter how mad you are,
Being tickled can only make it worse.
Yeah, but you can't act on your rage because you're too busy laughing.
It's true.
It's impossible.
And you tend to become very, very weak when you're laughing.
I got a 9 altogether, which is really good. I beat it by 9.
He also
That
might
is
pee
quite
himself.
excellent.
That would help you out, Sean.
Say what now? Was the first half of that?
Yeah, I mean, if he's tickled too much, he might pee his pants, and that would help you out. No?
I don't think rage piss would be useful.
Trying to help
The
you.
ocean is half child pee, really.
With his freed arms, Snowflake is going to try to blast you, Revelation, with his snowstorm projections.
He's coming in for me with snowstorm projections?
Yes.
Weak.
Freeze, Revelation. And I am going to make that right on the dot, which I don't think is going to beat your dodge.
It's okay. It freezes me over, and I'm like, hey, Ice, get off me.
And that's going to go to Beacon next.
So right now it sounds like the biggest threat is in fact Snowflake.
It's hard to say.
I mean, if you ask the right wing, maybe.
Oh.
He says while dressed as a member of ISIS, excuse me, let me rephrase.
Oh my god. Alright. In that case, yeah, I am going to use the light that I have thus far absorbed being outside and, me.
Daylight, it is quite bright out.
Helen, would you mind going over all of your characters' powers real quick?
All
To
of
get-
them?
No, I mean, it seems like you can absorb light and then you can glow, right? Like those are the two things?
I can also strobe.
Oh, she can strobe. Oh, check out the strobe.
I can also emit beams of light.
Can you flicker?
I'm sure I could flicker, but I hardly know her. Yeah, I'm going to divert some of that solar energy that I have absorbed, and I am going to send it as a nice little tropical vacation right into Snowflake.
With your strobing and Revelation singing, we could have a little party out here.
Yeah.
Just saying.
Literally,
We
between the two of us,
absolutely
we're
could.
half
Run
as
the
useful
risk
as an
of,
actual DJ.
We run the risk of blinding everyone, though, so there's that.
Mhm.
And I mean everyone.
You can
You
blind
and your
me.
little fishies, too.
So you're going to project some of this light onto Snowflake, is what I'm getting?
Yeah.
Are you using that focusing beam, or are you just projecting it in general?
Oh, let's use the focusing beam.
All right. Give me a power usage check there, would you?
Yeah.
Even if you don't do a lot of damage, he'll probably complain like you did.
I'm gonna beat that by 10.
Beat that by 10. Oh, yes, that would be a sick burn that you get Snowflake with. And being as the upper part of his uniform is off and has providing him no protection, it's actually a rather substantial burn. He immediately drops one arm and then drops to one knee and begins crying uncontrollably and sobbing on the ground, holding his red burned arm.
Yeah, that's right. 50 years from now, that might be cancer.
You burned me! Why would you burn me?
Feel the burn, Snowflake. Ah, see what I did there? Yeah, okay. Yeah.
Oh,
Mike,
man,
you're up.
that's perfect.
Yeah.
You're up, Mike.
All right. So Rage is still pissed off. He's still an issue here.
Oh,
Still
yeah.
perturbed. But because of is he ticklish now? Is he laughing? What is he doing?
Oh,
Well, we haven't got to his turn, so we don't know what's happening to him other than the clothes have been told that he is ticklish.
And Rage is just a big, angry person, correct?
Yep, just a big, angry person.
And the angrier the rage gets, the larger rage
Gets and the stronger and tougher he gets.
So how do you defeat rage?
With love.
I tried that earlier. Somebody decided to make me angry again.
It had worked. I mean,
Love.
he was about this size when Beacon shrunk him down before. That happened.
Okay. Only thing I can do now is try to subdue him until somebody else's turn. Because he's big. How big is he right now?
25 feet tall.
Oh, gee whiz. Okay. All right.
You can ride the fish.
25 feet. Huh.
I see you thinking there.
Okay. All right. Here's what I'm gonna try. This can backfire, but I'm gonna try anyway. So he's really big, but he's not ridiculously big yet. 25 feet is pretty tall though. I'm gonna jump up on his shoulders.
Okay.
And I'm going to reach all the way around his neck. Just bare enough to get a gable grip on or an S grip on the other side of him. And I'm going to squeeze as hard as I am and try to make him pass out.
Going for tough on it. I can see that. All right. Give me an athletics test to try and lock that grapple in.
Whew. All right. Okay. Roll it. Come on.
People know.
All right, beat it by 2.
Beat it by 2. You're able to get your arms around and lock that grip in. Give me one more athletics check. See how good of a squeeze you get in there.
Beat it by 3.
Beat it by 3. You have a tight squeeze going on as he starts to struggle. And in the midst of his struggle, with his hands reaching up, he, for some strange reason, you're really not sure what Revelation said to him, drops to one knee, and one of his hands is trying to pry you off, while the other, he's holding on to himself and giggling. Yes, he's giggling while you have your hands wrapped around his neck.
That's gonna make him lose air that much faster.
So he's going to still try to pry you off, but he's going to suffer a distraction penalty there on attempting to pry you off. And with his one hand, while laughing and being tickled, he's just not able to break your grip. And you have him locked around the neck as we get to the end of the round, in which we're going to take a quick break before we do more Masters in the Metaverse, everyone. Stay right here. We will be right back to see what happens with Rage, the fusion reactor, and picking up the trail of the Hadron Collider. See you in just a few minutes, guys.
I like how we started this show. Jesse was all like, I'm here to collaborate with you and make sure you succeed. And now 3 seasons into it, he's like, I'm going to kill you all.
7, you said?
Yeah.
Cool, man. Casey was right. Because if you would have failed, you could have died. Oh, wait, no.
Okay, just listen to my voice. Look at me, let's go through the things that are hooking us here, all right? What are you so excited to eat as soon as we get out of this lab?
Moonberry pie? We're here to sacrifice ourselves so we can save you if need be. Stop putting everyone else's needs ahead of your own.
Seriously, have you any idea of what you've done? It's horrible. Disastrous even. You've ruined so much research. Why are you looking at me like that? You're freaking me out.
Right, I'm doing in Rex's arms. I'm just like pew 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 with fire at everything.
We've got 3 cells, 1 for you, 1 for Air Dobbins, and 1 for Gwenig. And I'm going to sit right here until you're all dead.
The company always wins. How strange.
It's raining outside.
I don't see sunny or rainy. They're all just days to me.
Okay, but clearly it's raining.
Is it? I mean, yes, obviously it is, but just to play devil's advocate for a moment, is it really?
Yes, yes it is. Look outside.
So you want it to be sunny all the you want constant sunshine. Have you ever heard of a drought?
No, that's not what I'm saying at all. I'm just saying that it's raining.
Look, don't be such a hater. All days matter.
Dude, just look outside.
You know, my cousin was caught in a snowstorm last year. Where was the outrage then?
I'm just going out.
It rains so much more in India. You have to deal with so much less weather in this part of the world. But I don't know why you're complaining. True, it was raining, but it's completely stopped now. Ancient history. Get over yourself. I studied meteorology in high school, and the term is actually precipitation. The climate changes are clearly part of a natural cycle that has nothing to do with us. So rain should be underrepresented. Maybe rain just writes better science fiction. This kind of negativity just propagates the conservative agenda. People who wear raincoats anyway, right? F you. You ignorant Did you back and your or were you just that way? I hope you get rained on. That'll teach you a lesson. To push this dry-hating cumulonimbus bull.
I think we've had a little misunderstanding. Maybe we should go outside, take a walk. You can get some fresh air.
In the rain?
We get the final insert here, and
All
then
right.
we break for second meal.
All right. Warm pocket cheese. I'm in. All right.
Okay, so are you familiar with how to fondle a nipple?
Nick? Yes.
Nick,
I'm gonna shoot Christian's face. Shooting Christian's face.
Oh, come on.
No, you're gone.
All right. So apparently
We're
this
gonna
is
make a
just
movie.
like handling a nipple.
Okay.
So
perfect.
more
Pinch
as
really
in
hard.
than isn't. I'm going to pinch the
Okay.
nipple.
I'll pull focus now.
Work.
I need the back of your head, sir, and the front of yours.
It works at night. Do you know?
No,
It's usually Ben that does.
Okay,
this stuff.
okay. The sound of silence, because he's off camera and not talking, and Armageddon on that. Come on.
still a double.
Whatever. Yes, I can do this.
Thanks.
No, you have to help.
Oh, what do I
Just
need to
take
do?
this here, and then
We'll
we're.
start on Leo's face before we go down. Get out.
Wow. Really? Huh. We gonna make a movie?
How does this work?
I don't
This
know.
is awesome.
I'm usually over there.
Okay. What happens if I twist this?
Hey, want to tune my mandolin?
Oh, come
on! Come on!
What's wrong with you?
It's his words.
Sure.
What? What are you doing here?
Red card.
That is too big.
Ben's mom. Come on. What? Ben's mom is off limits.
What I've heard.
Oh, get out. Out. Hey. What? Oh, really? Wait. Why am I even in here? You're filling in for Andy. Okay. I don't even have to go. I just. Wait. Here you go. Are you serious? Seriously?
Welcome back to Masters of the Metaverse here on the Zombie Orpheus Entertainment channel on Twitch. When we left off, our heroes and their avatars were in the middle of a pitched fight with members of the Coalition of Powers, cops, in the Rushmore fusion reactor parking lot. They had taken down Ember Streak, and Snowflake was left as a blubbering, crying mess, leaving only Rage still standing, who's being choked by Mike, aka the fish guy, and tickled by his own uniform.
Maritime specialist. God.
Maritime specialist. As we begin the next round, 2 more individuals have rushed out of the inside of the fusion reactor facility in uniforms of the Coalition of Powers, cops, to join their companions in the pitched fight with you. Among them is Sabo. Who your tape lore tells you is the man who uses the Gauntlet of Ares to summon forth weapons to do battle with.
Oh no!
That's right. And with Sabo, there is Garment, powered by textile kinesis from her powerful cloak she inherited through a long family line going all the way back many, many years.
It goes all the way to the top! Or all the way back, I guess.
All the way back to Lady Vale, in fact.
All the way back to the Shroud, in fact.
Yes, if you know that truth. That is its own secret history. And we're going to start with Copperfield is still having the best initiative, even with 2 other individuals joining the fray.
What is the location of these other 2?
They have just rushed out of the doors of the fusion reactor facility, as though responding to the distress of their comrades.
I think this may be a situation in which subtlety is less important. I would like to draw my invisible blade.
Yes.
And just hold it loosely at my side, preparing to defend myself with it unexpectedly if they come close.
It is quite the unexpected defense, as it is a sword that only you can see. All right, so I'm going to put you on hold, Copperfield. You have not used your action this round. Let me know between any other action if you would like to go. And we're going to go to Revelation next.
All right. They just came out the doors?
Yes. Sabo holding a rather large Gatling gun type contraption in the Gauntlet of Ares' hand.
All right. Copperfield.
Yes.
I mean, Copperfield.
Yes.
Let's team up on this one. I'm going to animate one of the doors.
Okay.
Have it pull itself off its hinges, and currently it's going to interpose itself between that gun and us.
Excellent.
Excellent. Good plan.
Until Copperfield does something to it, and then we're going to have that door beat the crap out of that guy.
Would you like it to be invisible?
I just thought, you know.
Is that a yes?
Yeah, that'd be awesome. You know.
Excellent. Yes.
Team up.
Okay.
Copperfield.
You make the door invisible, and it becomes invisible while it's still coming up behind the 2 of them. So no one but you, Copperfield, sees it move in between the gun and everyone else. And for you, you can see this door as though it has little feet that have somehow sprouted from it, like walked out and stood right in front of this gun. But of course, you know that no one else can see it.
And I whisper across to the door, "Get that mother!"
Beacon, you're next with the 16.
Okay, let's see. So the door is in the way. Can you remind me what the status of Rage is?
Rage is being choked by Mike, and seems to be giggling hysterically while he's being choked.
Great. Okay. In that case, I'm going to focus a beam of light onto the Gauntlet of Ares and see if I can make it hot enough that our dude is gonna drop it.
Oh, I'd love that.
Not a terrible plan at all. Not a terrible plan at all. And give me another one of those lovely power usage rolls.
Yeah. We're gonna beat that by 11.
Beat that by 11. You focus almost everything you've got left to the point where Beacon is now only emitting the very dimmest of glows compared to her usual shining brightness, having expended so much energy into this focused beam. And you can see the glove begins to heat up and almost change color from the heat around it. And poor Sabo begins to scream horribly.
Aww.
Mike, Gil, the fish guy.
Blowhole!
Blowhole!
Hey! God. Alright. So I'm still choking the dude, huh?
You are still choking him. If you would like to continue, you can give me another athletics test to see how hard. Yeah, okay. Give me another athletics test to put a little more pressure into this chokehold.
Beat it by 3.
Beat it by 3. You continue to apply pressure, and he still has that one hand up there, trying to grab and trying to grab and trying to grab. Well, his last shot, and with that, he falls to one knee, and then still with the grip all the way to the ground, he sprawls out, and then your arms shrink in towards you until you're holding just a normal-sized man around the neck. A very unconscious, normal-sized man who's giggling in his sleep.
Aww.
And his uniform seems to be moving, like around his armpits and some other sensitive areas.
He's clearly done. Stop that.
All right. Garment is going to be next. She's going to try and use some of your moves against you out there, Revelation Lionstorm. But she's just going to start with you on it, too. Yeah. You do look tough and mean, and, well, she's never liked you either. You're kind of a douchebag when you were kids. She's going to use her textile kinesis on your own very uniform and have your uniform attempt to strangle you. Oh, and I'm going to succeed on my power check by 7.
Oh, that'll beat my dodge, no problem.
Your uniform begins to strangle and choke you, cutting off the air supply to you, filling you with a little bit of panic. It's only going to do 10 damage to you, but it's going to ignore your armor because, well, your armor
is my armor, right.
And you are being choked. Sabo is screaming horribly as smoke begins to billow out from the Gauntlet of Ares on his arm, but he still levels that horrible Gatling gun and depresses the trigger to open fire. And it's pointed right at all these vehicles and these poor law enforcement officers and yourself, but every bullet seems to stop about 10 feet in front of him and hit something. None of you are quite sure. I mean, only Copperfield can see this door just take a withering hail of Gatling gun fire.
You all really can't see that, is what I'm hearing. Like that's really something you just. It's so weird. How do your eyes work?
But to you, Copperfield, you see this door just withstand a huge extended burst of fire, and every time he moves the gun a little to the left or to the right, it kind of just slides over to the left or the right, getting closer and closer to him while it's doing so. And that is going to put us back at the top with Copperfield. But before that happens, yet more terribleness shows up to our combat. Yes, more terribleness. Flying in from the sky, 24 AG Sapphire Industries assault robots fly into view. The mechanical voices speaking out. Powers are the enemy target. All powers. And leveling weapons downwards.
Oh, boy.
Not just at the cops, but yourselves. Copperfield, you're up.
Remind me, just for the record, the four of us and our powers. I want to make sure I don't make a horrible mistake.
Well, there's yourself. You can make a single object invisible to everyone but you.
None of us are tech-based, correct?
Not yourselves. John Stone, as a pilot, is tech-based.
But he's not physically here, so it's...
Right.
No, and he's in the middle of the slider, so he gets the best of both worlds as far as this goes. The only technological items that would be of concern would be the focusing ray that Beacon uses is a technological item.
Okay.
But she doesn't have to use it; she just can use it.
And what's the distance between Beacon and these flying death robots?
The death robots are about 60 feet above you. We're flying in at an angle, and they have now gone vertical, and they're slowly descending down. They're like little miniature versions of Sentinels.
I think in that case, this would be the time to presto out an EMP device and just flick it contemptuously at the group of them.
Lovely use of presto, and we're going to see what happens to these poor maligned assault robots in the sky. The EMP goes off, and while these machines have been shielded ahead of time, you happen to get an extremely potent EMP because, well, you prestoed it and you weren't going to settle.
Exactly. I went for the top line.
In the top of the line.
The area, the world we're in, I'll just pull one from this world.
Yep. And so there are devices that are made, in that case, to even take down the most high-tech AG Sapphire Industries assault robots. And in this case, 14 of the 24 immediately power down and plummet from the sky. And of the remaining 10, 4 of them fall rapidly to land rather clumsily and are still half functional, and only 6 seem to have gotten the full benefit of their shielding against that effect. Well done, Copperfield.
Make myself invisible, I just realized.
Revelation.
Yeah. I think that these robots are being lazy. And I tell them so. And that they should really help us with the cops. But, I don't want to just tell them that, so I am going to do the Thriller dance and sing the song.
Incredible.
I'm not going to actually sing the song because it's Thriller.
Yes, and that's the copyright and all that wonderfulness.
Right, plus that guy was a child molester. I am, however, going to roll my singing roll. And I rolled a 3, so I beat it by 15.
Beat it by 15. Well, in that particular case, all 14 of the robots that were disabled by the EMP slowly climb to their feet and join you in a line and are now also doing the Thriller dance. Also on your particular turn, the door that you animated is now attacking Sabo as it has closed the distance to him. And the door tries to slam him, but instead misses and impacts the ground. Yeah, sometimes you just slam a door and nobody cares.
Future Sentinel City dorm slams you.
That's right. But in this particular case, it is not going to make a successful impact. And we are going to go to Beacon.
Okay. So we have Thriller happening.
You have Thriller with robots happening. This is correct. You also have 10 still functional assault robots. 4 of them seem to be glitching and not working particularly well. You still have Sabo and Garment. Sabo has had horrible burns to his Gauntlet of Ares arm, and currently has a door attempting to slam him. And Garment has been untouched, but is controlling the uniform of Revelation and having it strangle him.
And it
Great.
sucks.
Okay, so I'm going to put on a laser light show, ostensibly to go with the Thriller dance, but really more than anything aimed at Garment's eyes.
They're going to attempt to do some blinding action. Give me a power usage roll.
Yep.
This is going to be hard for you if you've used a tremendous amount of your absorbed light to burn Sabo last turn.
I'm still gonna beat it by a significant amount, which in fact is 12. I just
Oh my god.
beat it by 11 or 10, 11, and now 12.
You're just climbing up there, even diminished as you
Nicely
are. You're able
done.
to throw the razzle dazzle into Garment's eyes, and you believe that you may have very well blinded her, at least temporarily. Mike?
Okay, so who's the dude with the gun?
Dude with the gun. Oh, that is Sabo. He has the Gauntlet of Ares, which lets him summon weapons.
Yes, that's right.
If someone could disarm him, that would be ideal.
Yeah.
Right.
What else? So he can summon weapons with his gauntlet. Okay.
Yeah, he can summon any kind of weapon that exists in the world with his gauntlet. Some users of the gauntlet have been very creative, and others not so much. Sabo usually just summons guns.
Hence the name, Sabo.
Yeah.
Okay. Very good. All right, cool. So, how far am I from him?
You're maybe 40 or 50 meters from him.
Oh, not a problem. I can traverse that. So I'm going to run toward him. I'm going to stop to grab the door, which shouldn't be too far from him because it tried to hit him.
It did, but it is invisible.
Well, yeah, but I mean,
Copperfield
for normal
is
human
invisible.
eyes, that's a problem. But
you can locate things. Can you tell us how you do that?
well, no, not with. I'm not going to use Mike's because that would be something I would do in water. But I'm going to use John's advanced senses.
Aha! Doubling down.
Yeah, different parts of the electromagnetic spectrum. I can see. I may not be able to see it like you would see it, but I can see it. You know what I'm saying? I can see it, but I can't see it.
Good plan.
All
I
right.
gotcha. Grab the door.
So as I'm running, I'm going to grab the door, and then I'm going to smack him with it.
So the door does slam you. Okay, why don't you go ahead and give me an advanced technology roll to make sure that you can spot this door that has been made invisible by Copperfield.
Of course, man. I got John Stone abilities, dude. Talking about.
Well, that's why you have an advanced technology skill.
Whoops. Wow. All right. Well, I guess my advanced technology. Can I use notice?
Can I tell what he's attempting to do?
Yeah, I think so. You can tell that he's
I'll just drop the invisibility to help him out.
All right, fair enough. That's some good teamwork there between Copperfield and Mike. Just at the last moment, you're going to come up short, but then the door becomes visible, allowing you to grab hold of it. And then give me a fighting test to hit Sabo with it.
All right. There you go. Now we're talking. Beat that by 7.
Beat that by 7. While he does have a decent dodge, it is nowhere near 7. And you hit him solidly with this door with your incredibly enhanced orca level strength that you happen to possess, and launch him physically through the air and into the wall on the exterior of the fusion reactor building, which cracks and crumbles in the concrete in a few spots from the impact as he slides down it in a slump on the ground. Sabo is out.
Yeah.
And that is going to leave the robots and the blinded Garmin with her textile kinesis. In this particular case, she's not going to be able to target anyone else as she is blinded, but the suit that is around Revelation is going to continue to attempt to strangle him. And that's going to do another 10 damage to you, Revelation, as it continues to choke and strangle you with your own power suit.
Somebody save Revelation.
I don't like it.
Meanwhile, the 6 still fully functional robots land and begin to target powered individuals. 2 of them open fire on Garment because she is a powered individual. One of them hitting her with a terrible beam of energy, launching her into a wall as well and dropping her to the ground, smoke coming up from her billowing cloak around her. The remaining 4, 2 of them will target you, Mike, because you are a powered being. And I have a success by 1. I don't think that beats your dodge as Mike. And I have a ridiculously high roll that's not going to succeed at all for the second one. So both energy beams miss you, Mike. We have 2 more, of which 1 is going to fire at you, Beacon. But even though this one is a success by 8, they're using lasers, Beacon, which are light, and you happen to be invulnerable to such weapons, and in fact it charges you up and you are no longer weakened but glowing brightly once again as that beam hits home. The last fully functional of the assault robots will target you, Copperfield.
Now, Beacon has to laugh, though. Beacon has to laugh as she's hit by... Give us a laugh. Come on, Beacon.
Stop!
Giggle. Oh, man. It's supposed to be... Never mind.
I have a failure by 2 and attempting to hit Copperfield with the blast of laser, which instead hits the concrete at your feet. The other 4 that are still somewhat functional cannot use their energy weapons due to EMP damage. Instead, one of them crosses the ground attempting to grab hold of Revelation Lionstorm in a subdual maneuver, but is not able to do so with its clumsy, scrambled senses. The other 3 also separate, each one attempting to close for physical combat with each of you. At Copperfield, at Mike, and at Beacon. Only the one going after Mike able to land a solid blow with its fist, which is going to do 30 damage to you, Mike.
What?
Oh.
Good thing I have 40 armor. Oh!
Yes, that super tough orca skin you have is able to repel those blows like they didn't even land, putting us back at the top with Copperfield. All of the powers but yourself are down. Only robots remain.
Wait, what?
All of the powered individuals except yourselves are down. Only the robots remain.
How did we defeat the textile kinesis person?
She's got hit by a laser blast from one of the robots. They targeted all powered people, including them.
Oh, I missed that part.
She was the last one of them standing, so she got lit up pretty well.
I would like to go over to Sabo and see if that weapon is removable.
That Gatling gun comes right out of his hand.
I'd like to put it on and make it invisible.
Oh, the gauntlet.
Oh, you mean the gauntlet? The gauntlet he has to be dead for.
Yeah, the gauntlet you have
to be dead for it.
But the Gatling gun that he is holding in the gauntlet, you can take.
Well, that's a start.
You could always finish him off and take it. Then it could be yours. The power.
Oh,
of
he
God.
has to be dead for it.
Yeah, if you kill the bearer, you can take the gauntlet. But you must
Oh,
kill
yes, let's do that.
No compunction whatsoever.
Copperfield.
Murder.
Copperfield.
So how do you
His wife
murder
disappeared.
Sabo?
Can you make
Hopefully
his life?
it's in battle, or that that guy's
I mean,
not
I have
gonna
this
want-
invisible blade, so I'm thinking that's the simplest way to do it.
It's like I didn't even see it. I was just leaning on him, and all of a sudden he died. It's weird.
All right, and you slice the head off of Sabo, and now are in possession of the Gauntlet of Ares.
And make it invisible.
And no one knows that you have it.
No one even really knows that you killed him.
And it, of course, immediately upon you wearing it, it tightens to fit your exact hand dimensions and begins whispering horrible things about waging war, death, and destruction across the land.
Blood, death, and vengeance?
Yes.
All
Blood,
of those things.
death, and vengeance.
A
Revelation.
particularly nasty item.
Can a person voluntarily give up the Gauntlet of Ares, or is that just
not.
Once you accept it, no, you have it until you are killed in battle, which technically he was. So
so? All right. So this is going to be a lifelong journey for you and the
yeah,
Gauntlet.
the nice part is once he bonds to it, it'll give him some more neat powers too. But it's always going to be whispering into his ear for him to destroy everything.
Good, good. This is definitely the very stable individual that I would have wanted to receive that gauntlet.
Yeah.
Hashtag personality Copperfield to Thomas. What the rotten sodding blight. Aren't you all supposed to be big damn heroes?
Hey, I'm just learning with you what Copperfield's personality is. Thomas would not have done that, but he's not present at all.
Well, now that we've moved over 2 spaces from personality disorder to right in the middle, Thomas has got a little bit of say in it, but no more than Copperfield does. Let's see how that one ends up turning out. Revelation, it's your turn.
Just robots left?
Just robots left, and I will remind you that you have 14 robots under your, not control, but under your influence currently doing the thriller dance.
Question. Can Revelation hear the Gauntlet talking to Thomas?
Oh, yeah.
We'll get to that.
Oh, yeah. All right. I'm like, okay, girls, to the dance team.
Yes.
Big finish. And what they're going to do is they're going to do a little, like, pirouette out from the formation they were in. They're each going to grab a dance partner, being one of the other robots that is, and then they're going to fly into the air and self-destruct in a big fireworks show.
Nice.
Excellent.
Okay, girls, big finish.
Of the 14 of them, 10 of them do that perfect maneuver, one for each of the remaining functional hostile robots, doing a pirouette, grabbing hold of them, flying up into the air, and then exploding in a shower of flames and pieces of molten metal. And now you still have 4 dance performers with you.
I love it. I love it. They're going to form a human pyramid, of course.
Okay.
One
And
out here, one out here.
the fight seems to be over.
Seems to be.
Mm-hmm.
Are they no longer attacking?
There are nothing left to attack you. The only
Oh,
robots
yeah, those ones are mine.
Gotcha.
And the cops are all down except for Sabo, who somehow is missing his head. You must have hit him a lot harder with that door than you thought you did, Mike.
Oh.
I mean, on the plus side, he can't hurt anyone anymore.
Yeah.
but what happened to the Gauntlet of Ares? If that falls into the wrong hands, well... a problem for another day.
I feel like I can sense it.
It probably went and found a new host.
Host?
Someone else worthy to carry the mantle of war.
Well, fortunately, that doesn't seem to be any of us. So, Can we
Thank you
use
for your intervention, heroes, one of the cops says. Actual cops in this case being law enforcement officers, not coalition powers.
Thank you, law enforcement officers. We were glad to be of assistance. We're always happy to help kick the ass of cops.
But there might be more inside.
Really?
Well, then I guess we should go inside.
Might be.
Well, we got the call from workers inside who said they were storming the facility, but when we got here, there were just these 3 out here and we couldn't get in. Maybe it was just those other 2 that ran out and helped that were in there. But well, would you mind if you guys, being Legionnaires and all, if you would check and see if it's safe in there before we go in?
Absolutely.
Sure. Stand back, citizens.
Yeah, go get them, blowhole.
We stop with the. All right, now you're doing it on purpose because you know it's not my name. You know it's not my name.
I think the 2 of you volunteered, so you go right ahead.
Wait, you're not coming in? What are you gonna do?
I'm gonna bring up the rear and let them take fire first.
Fair enough.
Man,
I mean, I feel like that's
classic American
no
leadership.
No one consulted me. They just agreed so they can lead.
Oh, hey everybody, guys. Beacon's kind of butthurt that we didn't ask first. We should, do that thing where we all suck up.
Okay, wait. Time. Back to real life for a moment. Helen. Okay,
Yes.
wait. I know. No. Didn't you have like a blue cup and then like a purple thermos thing and then a brown mug? What are you doing?
One of them
I'd
has
like
bourbon.
to be hydrated.
What's in the purple thing then?
Ayahuasca.
Water. This one is tea, and this one is a different kind of tea, and the one down there is water.
And the one over here is peyote.
And none of them alcohol. Okay.
Cup of peyote. Now the light show makes sense. Okay. All right, you enter the building of the fusion reactor.
Wait, is Beacon really not coming in?
No, I am. I'm just gonna walk behind you and let you all take the hits first.
Oh.
It says on here, tactics.
You enter the fusion reactor building. All of the lights are off. There's no sound of a thrumming reactor. There's no power at all, seemingly, in a power-generating plant.
That seems not normal.
Seems like maybe they stole something before we took them out.
Power source?
That's what they've been after this whole time.
Is that high? What was that
They did
thing?
something right here.
Hadron Collider.
Yeah.
Hadron Collider.
Well,
You enter the building further and further and get to a control room, and only the dimmest of backup power is on it. It seems that the entire power reserve for this fusion reactor was drained. All the power was gone.
what could possibly drain something like this?
I hear it's time to celebrate a birthday. It'll let you all discuss who that might be. Have a present to mess with the team #System Shock.
Whose birthday is it?
Somebody was born today?
Saturday.
Hey! Happy birthday!
James!
Oh, dirty.
Yeah. Saturday.
What?
Yep.
He's 37 years old.
We can sing it because it's not owned anymore, right?
I don't care. I'll sing it.
You don't have to. It's okay.
Well, I think we'll pass.
Yeah. We can pass on that. On group
Okay.
online singing.
But
I'm totally okay with that.
Happy birthday! I'm kidding. I didn't see that coming.
So wait, Helen,
that
what
might be owned by Red Robin.
Wait, Helen, what, Helen? We lost Helen. What
No, I just need to plug in my computer.
I like how the way she turned around, and also with the with her blurred background, it's like she literally ghosted us.
Yeah, pretty great. Just like a girl to not call me back.
Oh yeah. So yeah, it seems that someone has drained the entirety of the power of this facility.
Well, considering it was a power generating facility, correct?
Yeah, it looks like it's slowly beginning to generate more again, but somebody took it all the way down to 0%.
What I'm saying was a machine didn't do it.
No,
because this is designed to power several thousand machines.
They sucked the power out, like
energy.
The material
absorption.
is still there.
It's not even the most uncommon power.
So if we can find whatever the power source is plugged into, Revelation can talk to it and find out what happened.
I think somebody could probably use their cape lore and figure it out before we even got there. There aren't that many of us left.
Yep. All right, power use, knowledge. Let's go.
Excellent.
Okay. Weirdly, we're only somehow. Oh no, sorry. I did my math wrong. We're gonna beat that by 5.
Beat that by 5. In fact, only one individual comes to mind. Battery can both drain and store power. That is his superpower.
Battery.
Yeah, he drains and stores power.
Uh-huh.
And that's all.
That's it. That's all he can do is drain and store power.
Does he have a teammate called Assault?
No.
Does he have the ability to release that power any way he wants?
Absolutely. So long as he's got something that's capable as a receptacle.
Right, so he can't just shoot a beam of whatever energy he just drained, but he could power a device that used that same kind of energy.
Absolutely. He could power a device, power a machine, put it into several other batteries. It's, of all the powers and powered beings, really lower tier in the scheme of things.
So
sure, but he's popular at a party.
Yeah, but that's before we even get to the bottom. So let's put a call into Bombshell and look for a fast-moving power signature.
Dear Bombshell, love of my life.
Yeah, if there's a big generator facility that's moving across the countryside at any speed whatsoever, instead of staying stock still, we can pinpoint him pretty quick.
Bombshell, love of my life.
Hello, Beacon.
Can you track a moving energy signature?
Of course I can.
Wonderful. We think Battery is on the loose. And he's probably fully charged at this point.
Scanning. In movement at a high velocity, traveling south across the continental United States at this moment.
Toward?
Destination unknown. Traveling southwards at present moment. Continuing to monitor progress.
To the Alamo.
Let's head that way.
Would not match this trajectory.
Oh. What major cities might be in that trajectory?
Anything between here and Miami. Or further south, potentially.
Would it happen to be in the Great Lakes area, maybe? Just asking for
That would be north.
Reasons. Because I thought maybe.
But the ocean is down that way, Mike, so no worries.
Yeah.
Well, he said between here and there. I don't know if it is.
I mean, Cuba.
Would you like me to continue to monitor the travel progress?
Yes, please. We're actually, what I would like for you to do is to communicate directly with the jet and lock us onto that source, and we are going to try to catch up with it.
Excellent. I will forward the information to the jet and prepare it for travel.
Thank you.
Good luck.
Does the jet have a name?
It is the Legion jet.
Ah,
The Legionnaire's jet, it's been used by Legionnaires for many, many years, upgraded different times by different generations of Legionnaires. There at one point was an entire fleet of Legionnaire jets, but that was back when there was over 200 Legionnaires. Now there's only 4 of you. It also makes your Fortress of Destiny very, very lonely at times, as there are hundreds of rooms there, and you only occupy 4 of them.
It's sad.
Yes.
So we're putting ourselves on a course to intercept?
At the speed it is traveling, interception will be impossible, but you could travel in its same pathway and follow it.
Okay.
Sounds good enough.
All right.
All right, you set off in the jet and begin traveling fast southwards, monitoring the progress on your scopes of this energy signature. And it continues traveling south of Florida. And its course begins to take it over the island of Cuba.
I know where they're going.
Hey.
At which point, it promptly disappears just past Cuba.
Yeah. I wonder why. All right.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear GM Jams. Happy birthday to you. Hashtag MetaPoint.
Thank you. Thank you,
Chris.
Nice.
Didn't sing it.
Great. Always wanted to find a way around. I like it. Well done, sir.
So, gents, it looks like we might have a missile crisis on our hands.
Indeed, we do.
But delicious sandwiches.
Yes, I'm a big fan myself.
Great dancers.
Also, a big
I think a lot has probably changed in the last several hundred years since it was a post-apocalyptic wasteland before that.
Yeah, there's that true. There's most certainly that. Yeah, the energy signature disappeared just south of the island of Cuba, passing over Havana and the mainland of the island, and then disappearing. Seemingly right into the Caribbean.
Well,
it just stopped.
Well, we'll be
I
careful.
think,
So it's somewhere underwater.
Mike, this might be your time to shine.
Quick question before we dive in, literally.
Shut.
Does Thomas, do I have any residual memory of anything involving Prime Mark's Cicero to Squire, Atlantean nobleman, battle leader, etc., diplomat, and expert?
Something does
Are
come to
we
mind.
anywhere near where Atlantis is located?
That would be further east, but you do have a strong memory from Cicero about the entire area around Cuba. That, in fact, Cicero had no idea there was a landmass there. There wasn't one, as far as any of their sensors indicated. No scouts had ever found anyone there. And from that direction was where the mind-wiped and memoryless Butch Baker washed up on their shores when they first captured him.
That's true. Whatever could be there. Who knows? I mean, me.
Trouble. It could be trouble.
You fly southwards, clearing first Florida, and then you can see that, Cuba is within your sights and getting closer and closer to the point of where that jet disappeared.
Can you make the jet invisible and us with it? Nope, probably just the jet, huh?
It was just the jet. There was the incident, and Revelation was using the bathroom at the time, and both he and the subject of his bathroom visit were both visible.
Yeah. With a little bit of work, he can just make the outside fuselage of the plane invisible, which makes it seem like everything is invisible, but you can still see if you're inside it. As long as the windows are still intact. You can do that, but that's going to be harder than, just making the plane.
I didn't understand how that worked. I thought it meant that I could make the outside of something invisible, but the rest was still visible. So it would be like, hey,
unless
the
you focus
shell
on
of
a
the egg is
particular
invisible, but
element
you can see the yolk and stuff.
You could, dude. It's all dependent upon how delicate and control you have. I mean, when you were younger,
Let's try to make the whole ship invisible.
yeah, when you were younger, it was easy to just make a whole object, contents included, invisible. But having that kind of delicate control is something that you have worked at for quite a long time to try and make your powers more and more useful.
Yes, let's try to make the plane invisible.
All right. While you are working to make the plane invisible, you get a contact from Bombshell, the AI. Beacon, we are receiving a call from Maxwell Sapphire. Should I patch him through?
Yes, please.
Maxwell Sapphire the 13th here. Are these the Legionnaires?
You called us,
it's
dude.
Speak with you, Maxwell. Yes, we're on the trail of some of your missing property. We were very concerned for
you. You can go ahead and leave that to the professionals. I don't need a bunch of spandex-wearing idiots messing things up.
Oh, but Maxwell, we are the professionals.
Lycra.
You're a bunch of fools.
You didn't even know who you were calling.
You're all the same. A bunch of powered idiots.
And you suck at golf. That's what I heard.
You have bad hair. Is that what we're doing? Is that what the call's about? Is that it?
We're just insulting each other? Maxwell.
I demand you cease and desist your pursuit of my property.
Or you'll what, fatty?
Well, we're not only on the trail of your property, we are also on the trail of, well, a rather large energy signature. I think that that falls well within our jurisdiction.
But don't worry, we already have your Hadron Collider. Got it.
You'll be hearing from my lawyer. Click.
We don't care.
Too late.
The call has ended. And at that moment, can you give me a power usage roll there, Copperfield, for trying to make the jet exterior invisible?
Yes. I should not roll a d20. It's just not going to work.
If he makes the whole plane invisible, then we can each hide behind something invisible, and then they won't be able to see.
I got a 14 out of 14. So
that is a tight one. It's not perfect. You're getting in and out with it, and sometimes parts on the interior of the plane disappear for a second. It's not perfect, but you are really focusing all you've got on it. And while that happens, the perfectly blue, lovely, sunny skies you are flying through inexplicably and immediately become stormy, filled with thunderclaps and flashes of lightning, as though you're in the most horrid storm that you have ever been in. Out of nowhere. It was perfect until just a moment ago.
You say thunder? Thunder?
Thunder.
Lightning and thunder?
Lightning and thunder, yes. Absolutely. Many of these bolts going right around the frame of the Legion jet itself, and several of them striking it as it is flying. The power begins to cut in and out on the Legion jet, and then fades completely. And the jet begins to nosedive.
Hey, Jet, I need you to stay gliding. Thank you.
I'm working on it. I'm working on it.
If you let us down, you're not coming to my birthday party.
All right. I'm trying. I'm afraid of heights.
No, you're not. You're a plane.
A plane who's plainly afraid of heights.
And they're still descending, and while it's at almost a 45-degree angle falling out of the sky, still doing its best to glide, you can plainly see a landmass, which your map did not have on there. There was no island there. It doesn't exist. I mean, but how could there possibly be a landmass there? You have the most up-to-date and high-tech mapping technologies in the world with satellite overviews and all sorts of other wonderful things, but there is a landmass down there.
All right. Plane, you only have one job. Just make sure that if you crash, it's on the other side of the island. Cool?
I'm trying. Oh, the more lightning.
Ooh, you don't want to hit people if they're on the island, though, right? Good. Be good. Okay.
I'm trying. And more lightning is flashing around. Anybody in the cockpit, give me a notice check, please.
Oh, cool. Beat it by 10.
That's going to be you're going to get it. That's yeah.
Sorry, what's up?
You're definitely going to succeed.
Okay.
Beat it by 4.
Same.
All right, 3. Everyone's going to get it. During one of the flashes of lightning, you can plainly see a single individual among the clouds, a little ways away from the jet. Hands kind of pointed out to the storm, flying there in the midst of it. And for just the briefest second, you particularly, Beacon, get a perfect look right as the lightning flashes, and you absolutely swear that was Abigail Destiny, who's been missing for like 15 years. She's like one of the Legionnaires that trained you as a child.
What?
So, the cops are in on this up to their necks.
This person seem hostile?
Yes.
Yeah, the only reason they're doing this is to bring us out of the sky, even though they can't see us, so, yeah. Hostile.
Is that the one causing the storm?
Presumably.
Cape War?
So, are we jumping?
Yeah, we're jumping.
If the storm ended, could we still use the plane?
It's not likely due to the lightning damage that's sustained.
Okay.
It's possible, but
we would like to crash land on the other side of the island, so they look for us there when we bail out now.
Like it.
You want to give me a power knowledge roll about Abigail Destiny?
Yes, I do. Yeah, okay, we're going to beat that by 8.
Oh, yeah. You remember Abigail Destiny really well, even though you were young. She was the lead trainer and the leader at the time of the Legionnaires. One of the great direct descendants of Hex Destiny and Johnny Legion. Abigail is one of the last few of the super sorcerers in the entire world, and she still has the powers of sorcery that she inherited from her great-great-great-great-great-great-great-great-grandmother.
Sorcery.
Joy. So if we can stop her rhyming, we might be okay.
Hard to say.
We don't know how her magic works.
You're going to let the jet crash and bail out. Is that the
yeah
thing that I'm hearing? Okay. Will you go ahead and give me a tactics roll to lead that, please, Beacon?
Oh, sure. All right, we are going to beat that by 6.
Excellent. And then Revelation, will you give me a persuasion roll on the jet to get it to crash land where you want it to?
Oh, yes. I beat that by 7.
Beat that by 7. All right, the 4 of you leap from the side only a few hundred meters above the island as it flies by. And the jet crashes somewhere on the far side of it. The storm is still really intense, and there is lightning everywhere. And in that moment, as you have bailed out and made your way, as the jet flies, you suddenly become, of course, visible. And it is very clear that that flying Abigail Destiny figure in the sky has seen you and is flying towards you herself.
Come on.
2 mana points.
All right. Which way are you going?
The other way.
So to pilot?
Towards pilot, yeah.
All right, two positions of pilot for crash and 2 meta points used from the store.
I have a suggestion.
Yeah?
Seeing as how she's like the grandmama of all of us Legionnaires, I assume that she's really powerful and whatnot.
Oh, yes.
Maybe we should team up and form somebody. Just not here.
Form of Myrmidon?
Yes.
I just gave him a new trick. Let's do it.
All right.
I don't actually have it on my character sheet, so do I count for it?
Yes, you do. You are a Legionnaire. There's 2. There's 3. Form of Myrmidon! Your powers combined, you form Myrmidon, who, while he does in fact possess all the powers of the legionnaires that were used to form him, he also simultaneously possesses all of your insecurities.
Oh no!
You summoned me? Yeah, you summoned me. Yeah. Oh, that's once. And he flies through the air towards Abigail Destiny.
Excellent.
In somewhat of a heroic pose, but it seems like he's kind of unsure about it.
Like, hey.
Ways down. So.
Out of curiosity, so I assume that we all come together in disparate parts. Who is what?
Well, the power comes from within you. You're not physically taking the form of Myrmidon. In fact, all four of you still physically exist, but your powers are nearly inaccessible now because they are in Myrmidon. So you're stuck to normal people capabilities at the moment. As long as Myrmidon exists.
We can still fly because we have our
That's
suits.
your suits.
I see.
But Copperfield can't turn things invisible right now, and Revelation can't animate objects or talk to them, and you can't absorb.
And I've got 5 seconds of peace and quiet for the first time in a long time.
So we need to like worry about you when you're, asking for us to be Myrmidon all the time.
Yeah. So while the two of them are clashing overhead, what are the four of you going to be doing?
Eating popcorn.
Swimming. Just
getting hit by lightning a lot.
Yeah, staying up in the air means getting hit by lightning. That's definitely a fact.
No. That's what I'm doing. I'm just getting hit by lightning a lot.
Oh, you are purposefully wanting to get hit by lightning. Okay. Does anybody else want to...
I hold up an umbrella.
I think diving to the ground seems
good plan.
Like a sound move.
That prevents you from getting hit by lightning bolts, which can be horrifyingly deadly to people who can't absorb electricity.
Can I absorb lightning?
Not the electricity part, unfortunately. It would probably be pretty lethal, especially in your current condition with most of your powers transferred to Myrmidon.
Fair. All right.
So go to ground and I'll cover you.
That actually someone in chat did point something out, which then immediately becomes apparent. Copperfield is wearing the Gauntlet of Ares, and you can all see it now.
Yeah. Bad news. So is Myrmidon now.
Oh, snap.
So this one doesn't work now, correct?
Not at the moment, and you can't hear the voices. You can't hear It's so nice you can't hear the voices.
Copperfield! Take that thing off! What's wrong with you?
Yeah, I can't. Really didn't think that through. My mistake.
So everyone but
seemed to have been a bit of a rashness on his part, right? I mean, my part, right then. And I get the sense this guy has not. I mean, that I don't tend to think through actions before acting.
Yo, get to ground before you all get killed.
Well, we're talking while we kind of descend.
All right, the three of you descend towards
Can we ask Myrmidon to please summon us a few orcas or something to like ride on the backs of?
Kind of busy right now. Oh, that hurts.
We'll just land on the island, the artificial island.
Yep,
Probably
there's an
the
island
island.
down there. You can land down, and as you land on the sandy beaches, we're going to see how many lightning bolts end up striking you up in the air, Crash Jackson. You're going to get hit 5 times by bolts of lightning while you're in the sky. And those are pretty substantial. Meanwhile, as the three of you land, you can see the titanic struggle between Myrmidon and Abigail Destiny, who has, in the midst of the fight, pulled out her other trick, which is self-duplication. I mean, thankfully, her duplicates don't have sorcery. They just also fly and are super strong.
Oh, at least there's just that.
Yes, and soon Myrmidon is fighting off 2 and then 3 Abigail Destinies in the sky. But while that's going on, she's not paying attention to any of the 4 of you.
Okay, Copperfield. Bite down on this trout. and then we'll cut your arm off. You won't even feel it. Just bite down on this.
Why would I do that?
Well, to get the gauntlet off your arm, we have to.
Yeah, I mean, it's truthfully. I mean, now that he has it, now that I have it, I mean, it seems like a viable and somewhat effective weapon. It might as well be used for good, at least for as long as he's capable of doing that.
I think you're rationalizing.
I mean that I am capable of doing that. It's entirely possible that I'll lose control of it eventually and find myself a bloodthirsty villain who needs to be put down like a rabid dog. However, that may be the case. It's also entirely likely that I'll no longer be in control of this. I mean, that he'll be on his own, and in which case it could be okay.
You heard that?
Fun question. Who's got resistances against psychic attacks, and what are they?
Oh wait. Yes? No.
John Stone does.
Tell me about your resistances to psychic attacks and what they are, please.
Well, I have Mind Shield.
Ah, excellent.
That's what I have as well.
Excellent.
After you. Did you have anything?
I thought I did, but it doesn't look like I do.
Oh wait, no, it's not on here anymore.
Johnstone also has magic resistance.
That would be important if you were fighting Abigail Destiny, that's for sure.
Mind Shield, but even before that, Twin Souls. So there's a flat 50% chance that any mind attack will just fail.
Excellent.
And then Mind Shield, and then any damage blocked by Mind Shield is reflected to the attacker.
Yes, Thomas is incredibly resistant to psychic attacks.
Well, once you've been dead
my Mind
for
Shield
quite a
isn't
while.
on here anymore. Is that an oversight or is that on purpose?
That's on purpose.
Oh, all right.
Okay.
So since he's incredibly resistant to psychic attacks, does that mean that the gauntlet can't overtake him?
Well,
we'll
Thomas,
get into that at another time.
Thomas, yes. Copperfield, probably up, a creek.
Excellent. We are going to go with that flat 50% chance going on you first. So you are, before I do anything else, going to be immune to this one, Thomas, because I got a 40 on that. And so this doesn't affect you. I don't need to roll it against you. Actually, no, I was incorrect there. Christian, Mind Shield is still supposed to be on his sheet. It must have gotten erased somehow.
Okay.
It's probably in the second column when I did the editing. So you still have Mind Shield in effect, as does John Stone. And unfortunately, in all three of your cases, that's not going to be sufficient. And as far as you can see, Thomas, the three of them simply pitch over and go limp. Towards the three of you, that is not what happens at all.
Oh.
I also have a high mind score.
As far as you are individually concerned, well, it's a little bit different. Beacon, in your head, is leading her team to victory, overpowering members of the cops. Andy James, you're having a picnic with Bruno, Butch, and Abby. It's wonderful. It's all your favorite foods are there. It's a perfect day. Revelation is being adored and admired by a huge throng of the public. They're all telling him how great and fantastic he is and how he is clearly the coolest Legionnaire. And for you, Crash, you've made things right. There's no more disasters. There's no more massive deaths and murder. Things are perfect. There's no more cleaning up. No more bad guys and metaverse mayhem. Everything is perfect and orderly and safe, most importantly.
How is that not an immediate tip-off that this is all fake?
So, Myrmidon would no longer exist then, correct? Because
well, his powers are still combined, so they're still in effect for now. You are, in fact, the only person conscious, the only one that can end Myrmidon right now.
I think I'm going to do that, actually.
But let me continue before you get to just that point, sir. Let's see.
You didn't even roll initiative yet. You don't have to do anything.
I want to see if I can catch him unawares. Don't point it out.
No. None of us get to do anything. You don't get to do anything either.
Mike is at Fortress Destiny, and he's being treated with respect by his teammates who are asking his opinion on things and telling him that, he's a good and wonderful addition to the team. And they're all calling him Mike. Every single one. Hey, Mike. Hey, Bud. None of the nicknames have anything to do with fish or blowholes or gills or anything of the sort. No one's slipping tins of sardines into his room. It's really, really, really great. For John, you're not cybernetic, and you're throwing a baseball back and forth with Eli in the front yard of the house. He's still little. You're still in high school wearing your Letterman jacket. It's everything the way it should have been.
With you in high school forever.
Some people are blessed, and high school were the best years of their lives.
For yourself, Copperfield/Thomas, you don't have anything slam into your mind like that and make you pitch over. But you can hear individuals approaching through the brush of the beach to your general direction. Quite a few of them by the sound of it. While the fight still overhead rages between Myrmidon and Abigail Destiny.
Okay.
What do you do, sir?
So, in the middle right now, between Copperfield's Cape lore and Thomas's knowledge of this world back in the day,
yes.
Or actually, you know what? Once per session, Thomas could roll Cape lore. I think that would actually be more useful.
It could.
I would like to. I just want to make sure that I understand correctly that this person is a threat. Obviously, she's fighting us, but I mean, I guess I, Chris, am a little confused right now as to why this descendant of Hex Destiny is behaving in this way. But it feels like something that Copperfield would understand.
Quite possibly. I will take that Cape 4 roll from you if you want to make one.
And do we have any buffs or things that... Well,
there is a moment of clarity in the store that you could use.
I'm still going with that 4 that just...
You have your Thomas buff too, don't you?
Yep, you have
I do. I'm not going to use it just yet because I think there's another use for it. But I just rolled a 4, so I beat it by a metric butt ton.
You are fairly certain, Thomas, that this is just the sort of type of psychic attack that somebody like Dr. Migraine would use, except for the fact that Dr. Migraine can't possibly still be around centuries later. And even the last time you were here, when you were Cicero, Migraine wasn't a thing even then. Like he was gone after he was defeated in Sentinel City.
Right.
But this is definitely a psychic attack, and you are 100% certain that it's not connected to the fight going on in the sky, as it is clear to you that Abigail Destiny is using every bit of power she has to fight Myrmidon. Why she's fighting him, you're not quite sure, as Copperfield has a vague recollection of her going missing about 15 years ago as well. But he's also somewhat cynical enough to believe that, like every other Legionnaire, she probably just switched teams and defected like they've all been doing for the past several decades. But part of that just rings hollow. And as Thomas, you can't help but think that there's some connection between her fighting overhead and a psychic attack down here on the beach.
Yeah. No, that makes sense.
But you would also believe from the power of that psychic attack that whoever is coming is going to be certain that all of you would be subdued and unconscious. You, being a conscious person, is the one surprise that you believe you have left up your sleeve. If you want to blow it or not is up to you.
No, I think going along with it for now sounds like the thing to do.
So as they get closer...
What?
As they get closer, are you going to hide yourself or just fake unconsciousness?
I'm going to leave it up to the die, because this feels like one of those situations where I could argue it either way. Odds, hide. Evens, fake it.
Or you could make a decision.
No. I honestly don't know what I want to do. So in that moment, you know how I roll, literally.
leaving all of our fates to chance. Okay, yeah, that's.
Is there anything around that I would be able to realistically? No, because whatever attack just happened, this thing knows that there's more of us here. Yeah, gonna just fake it.
All right, you flop over, and through your half-peeked out eyelid, you can see 6 individuals come out of the brush. They're all former Legionnaires and now members of the Coalition of Powers. There's Bark, who's basically just a dog person. That's his superpower. He looks like a dog, smells like a dog, hears like a dog. Except, being a member of the cops, he's not a good boy. He's very much not a good boy being part of the cops. There is Dusty, who has powers over sand. There is Flex, who can somewhat stretch, but he can also tear and break if he's stretched too far. There is Livewire, who has electrical powers as long as they're in contact with electricity. There is Modem, who has computer and radio satellite signal control, but they, again, have to be in contact with them. And there is the longtime, somewhat used to be friend in the childhood of Mike, Starfish, who has the Starfish's power of regeneration if limbs are removed from, and aquatic-based abilities as well. And it has always hurt Mike that Starfish left and joined the Coalition of Powers and was a defector turned evil. It never sat well with. And they come through the bush and grab everyone unconscious up, including yourself, by the ankles and begin dragging you into the island. They take you a decent way into the interior, past a long abandoned town-like structure with old huts and houses and the like. They look like they haven't been occupied or used in several centuries. They're all vacant and empty with dust collected everywhere. There is a large facility of rather new construction in the center of it all. But even looking at it, you can tell that parts of it are old, like pre-existing structure that they built on top of and around and connected to. And it's one of these older parts of the structure that they drag you all into, bringing everyone into a long passageway into an old room adorned with outdated and low-humming machinery.
Before we get inside there, James, I want to deactivate Myrmidon.
All right, Myrmidon is gone. Well played, sir. There's dozens of flat steel bed-like objects set into rows in the room. Each has a crown-like device connected by a wire to the center of the machinery, where there's an old recliner, kind of like a steel throne or something that sits. The nearly completely mummified corpse that Thomas recognizes as, in fact, one of the last forms that Dr. Migraine took is in that chair. At the center.
At this moment, I'd like to act.
May I finish my description, please, sir?
Absolutely.
He's wearing a crown of its own. He's also very clearly dead.
And yet.
Connected to all of these others. As you're being dragged in, they're tossing your allies up on the beds. And each one of these guys that tosses one of your allies up on the beds departs the old room, just leaving them there on the steel bed.
Oh, they aren't hooking us up to the machine.
Yeah.
They are or are not?
Well, they're putting you on the beds, and after they put you on the beds, only Bark remains after they've got everyone in. And he starts over by Mike, and he starts going through the process of trying to connect the crown to Mike's head.
Gotcha. Yeah, in that case, I would like to use the gun, or the gauntlet, as it were. Yes. And I would like to weaponize fear on Bark.
Nice.
Excellently done. You make a fear cannon, a highly experimental weapon. It's also an AG Sapphire Industries weapon. And it appears in your hand, but you fire at him, and he yelps and then cowers in the corner of the room, peeing everywhere.
Oh!
And then while he's doing that, I'd like to calmly walk over and bind him.
All right, you have bound him.
And then start waking up the others. Or trying to, at least.
You might be able to pull it off. Thomas might be able to pull it off. because they aren't exactly sleeping, but Thomas might have a way of pulling it off from one of his skills if he is creative.
Cool. I apologize. I actually have a hard out tonight at 9 o'clock.
Okay. This is
and
kind of where
so,
we were supposed to end anyway, so it's about perfect.
yeah.
What's going to happen to everybody? Who
Who
knows?
knows?
You're going to have to watch next week, as we are only in part 1 of our 3-part series of all of the horrible, horrible things that will happen to these great heroes. They've fallen victim to a psychic attack and been captured, but their ally is there to set them
You didn't say it's
free.
gonna be horrible.
Truly horrible. I want to thank everyone for joining us for Masters of the Metaverse here tonight on Zombie Orpheus Entertainment Channel. I want to thank my cast for being here. I want to thank Leo back in the studio. You guys should check out the Fantasy Network. You guys should become supporters if you're not. Make sure to check out Void Jumpers, Zoe Game Night, and pay attention to all the fun and lovely announcements coming from Zombie Orpheus for the great stuff we're involved in. We love all of you guys, and we will see you next time.
Bye, y'all.
Bye. Thanks for coming. Thanks for watching.